Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Glad to have you guys on in here today. Let's see what we have here today. We've got Weather Demon, Mary Legacy, as well as Jay and Kaden and Mr. Wolf, SLD, Pez, Rockets, Indiana, Brooklyn. Go down here just a bit further. We've got Dave in here as well. Drew, Misty, Girl, Dev, Justin. Glad to have you guys all in here. I said all 2 times for another live stream. In terms of the 10 significant risk for tornadoes, Drew, I don't really know too much. I wouldn't be shocked if they do it for either side, but we're going to be mostly focusing on today. We'll probably be doing a bit of a... We'll probably be doing a bit of a briefing for like the first 30 minutes or so, and then we'll do strictly coverage. So let's go ahead and first off, find the right scene. I've got to reorganize these things. I'm telling you, man, they are all over the place. Alrighty. Parliament, welcome to the stream as well. Don't know if I welcome to Parliament. Justin, Dan, welcome to the stream. Glad to see y'all all in here. We've got a risk for severe weather today, as I hope most of you guys know. We're already getting special weather statements, actually. As I hit live, we started getting special weather statements out here in northern Pennsylvania. You can see 2 have already been issued in that location. So I anticipate a watch to be issued, honestly, within probably the next 15 minutes or so. We should be seeing a watch to be issued shortly out here for portions of Ohio, Pennsylvania. Maybe some slim portions of far southern New York, but I don't really expect New York to be in too much of the watch today. We still have our 5% tornado risk out there, but they did change something, not with the wind, but rather with the hail outlook. We now have a 15 sig hail, which these storms are actually just getting on into, so that means that we could see hailstones right around the realms, or possibly even greater than 2-inch in diameter, specifically 1.75-inch hail or greater, right around that black hatched area for significant hail. So we'll be keeping a very, very close eye out in that location. And then as for you, Brooklyn, I saw you mention a severe watch for your location, or watch being issued for you. That won't happen. You may be in a watch tomorrow. You're in that slight risk, so I'd be a bit surprised if you're not inside a watch. But that won't happen today. It'll be tomorrow for you out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But this is tomorrow's outlook. As me and Lucky talked about in yesterday's stream, we were anticipating a marginal to be issued out there in Virginia, North Carolina. They did that earlier this morning, but they actually ended up upgrading it to a slight risk as well. This does not include a tornado threat for tomorrow out here, but it does include mainly driven by a wind threat and a hail threat out there. So hail and wind, mainly the biggest issue out there, which is exactly what me and Lucky were talking about. And then back out here further to the west, we've got a hail risk, which is what's really driven by, that's what our enhanced risk is driven by, is that 30 sig hail risk. Wind risk is 15%. So honestly, not as high as I thought. I was thinking we would have a 30%, but honestly, shocked that we don't. So honestly, tomorrow looks like mainly a hail risk as of now, and then we do have that tornado threat as well. So that hail risk looks to be the biggest issue, but the tornado threat and wind threat's going to be present for tomorrow. It just doesn't look nearly as significant as what we were anticipating before. However, models are starting to uptrend on the ingredients in the area, like the dew points are already overperforming, I should say, from what I believe any model has right now. So we'll see. But right now it seems like we're getting some uptrends. The dry line's pushing more to the west, which in return will allow for the trough ejection to interact with the dry line sooner, which could allow for earlier ignition. And yeah, we will see what happens. So yeah. And then as for day 3, we also have our slight risk for severe weather out there with that enhanced risk in place, and that is going to be driven by a 30 significant chance for severe weather. And it does seem like we just
Severe
got
thunderstorm
that.
warning for
Yeah,
Mercer County in
I'll
northwestern
let that play.
Pennsylvania, Venango County in northwestern Pennsylvania, northwestern Armstrong County in west central Pennsylvania, northern Clarion
One
County in
more.
west central Pennsylvania, western
Oh,
Forest County
more.
in northwestern
Gracious.
Pennsylvania, Armstrong, Clarion, Forest, Mercer,
That's
and
the
Venango
towns.
County in
That's
Pennsylvania.
a lot of counties. Holy moly. That is a lot of counties. Gracious day. So that's your first severe thunderstorm warning. I may or may not have that up for severe thunderstorm warnings for a while. It depends on that. Tomorrow I will probably disable that voice for severe thunderstorm warnings because we'll be getting them left, right, and center. But they will always be up for tornado warnings. And there's also an audible alert. Should be an audible alert for tornado warnings if we happen to get one today or tomorrow. So there's our first severe storm of the day, and it's again out here in Pennsylvania. You heard those counties listed off. We've got 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds being a possibility over the next about 50 minutes out here in northwestern Pennsylvania. So we should have a severe thunderstorm watch follow closely behind that severe thunderstorm warning. I'm expecting that to be out in a little bit here. We'll see. We'll see when they decide to issue that, but they'll most likely have that out, like I said, about 5:15 or before Eastern time, and it should include a very large chunk of Pennsylvania, and probably Eastern Ohio. We may have 1 or 2 counties in New York that are under it, but I'm not expecting much for New York today. So mainly a Pennsylvania and Eastern Ohio threat for today. And you can see there's your watch. There's your watch. So it includes one. I forgot to mention West Virginia as well would be included in that. Little small portion of West Virginia included in that watch. Like I said, Ohio as well as a good chunk of Pennsylvania included in that new severe thunderstorm watch. And they did not decide to put a few of these counties in that watch. So there's your severe thunderstorm watch that's just been issued by the Storm Prediction Center. We've got a 25, a 60-20, and a 40-30. What that means is your wind threat is the biggest issue for today, followed by your hail threat, and then your tornado threat is fairly low, but is definitely not 0. So it is a low end tornado threat, but still very much present for that tornado threat for today. And there's your watch. So if you are inside any of these counties, inside your severe thunderstorm watch, it means watch out because the environment is favorable for the potential of severe weather. So make sure that you are just being hyper weather aware. Make sure you let your family know that you're under a severe thunderstorm watch, and get ready for the potential of around the realms of 60-mile-an-hour winds and maybe even upwards of 2-inch hail today. I think we could have a few isolated amounts of 70-mile-an-hour winds today, but we'll just see on exactly what happens with that. And yeah, that is quite a decent amount of counties included inside that severe thunderstorm watch there. So if you're inside that warning, which is in this yellow area here, that means you need to be preferably indoors and away from doors and windows. And then if you're inside that kind of black and yellow outlined, that is the severe thunderstorm watch, where you need to watch out for the potential of severe weather to occur. Delta, if you're inside this watch, then you're in the hazards for hail, damaging winds, and potentially a few tornadoes. So that's the main thing. If you're inside that watch area, that is your main risk. If you're outside of that, we're not expecting much for your location today, if anything. In terms of New York, New York's not included inside that watch area, which means that most likely we're not going to be seeing much severe weather outside of Pennsylvania today, and Ohio as well. because this line is just not that strong for New York. You can see how those storms aren't doing much of anything right now, but we'll see. We'll see if they could get going or not. We'll see. Yeah, if you're in the watch, then yeah, you could very well be inside a hail risk. You are inside a hail risk if you're inside the watch. But yeah, we don't have any areas of rotation right now by any means. There's nothing that is rotating right now. It's gonna take a while for these storms to really get going here, and we'll see how strong they get. Because some models depict them being extremely weak. Other models depict them being a full-fledged line of 70-mile-an-hour winds, and some models don't even have them forming. Which we can, I guess, throw those model runs in the trash can now because we've got storms forming. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a very conditional tornado threat. The biggest threat for severe weather by milestone is going to be over the next 3 hours. After about 8, maybe pushing 9 o'clock, that severe threat is going to drastically decrease, which is why I decided to go live at about 4:50. So that way, hopefully, we can end as the storms decline. And if they're not done at 7:50 or so, then we'll call it quits earlier or extend it. It depends. It all depends on what the storms do, if we stay live or not. But regardless, we'll be live here for at least around the realms of 3 hours today. So again, your severe watch has been issued. I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. The text on this is a couple tornadoes possible, scattered hail up to 2-inch size possible, and 70-mile-an-hour winds likely. So winds likely. 70-mile-an-hour winds likely, and that is a big difference. The difference between likely and a possibility is definitely notable. Likely means that it's, nearly expected. Typically, when they say likely, it's greater than about 60%. 60% or greater is likely. And then possible is about 50 or less. So the text does matter a lot. That's something that they've gotten just way better at over the last 5 to 10 years. They've gotten way better at that. So please make sure that you guys spread the stream to your family and friends here, especially if you're included inside that watch area. And also make sure you've, shared the stream and hit that like button. Like that button as well. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And glad to have you guys all in here. Caleb, not much. I mean, we went live just in time. We went live here at this exact scam. We got a severe warning within 4 minutes of being live. And then right after that, we got our watch. So we went live right on time to watch this stuff get issued here. So we'll keep an eye on that threat for severe weather, of course. And that's the only threat for severe weather. We do have a general thunderstorm risk out here in portions of the northwest U.S., but general thunderstorm risk basically means that a lightning strike or two is a possibility, rumble of thunder, and that's really about it. That's what a general thunderstorm risk really means. And then that marginal, that's where most of the time, if you're in that marginal risk, most of the time, that means that, an isolated strong storm, maybe even a severe storm is a possibility. Then that slight risk is where you start talking about, damaging winds being a possibility, a couple severes, depending on what the risk may be for. It may be for, maybe for tornadoes, it may be for wind, maybe for hail. The SPC specifies that, which this slight risk is mainly driven by, you can see it's partially tornadoes inside that 5%, but mainly is actually driven by hail here in that yellow, and really driven by wind. This is really, really driven by wind and hail. And then
Severe
that
thunderstorm
threat.
warning
Hey,
for
I got interrupted.
Northern Portage County in northeastern Ohio, Trumbull County in northeastern
turn
Ohio,
this thing down.
Geauga County in northeastern Ohio,
Thing
Geauga,
interrupted
Portage,
me.
and Trumbull County in Ohio.
I was talking. So there's your severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds over here for Warren. This is our first severe thunderstorm warning for Ohio, which is southeast of Cleveland, Ohio. So make sure that you guys are indoors, away from doors and windows. Main precaution with this is to just be indoors and away from doors and windows. That is the main thing. Who decided not to put a radar site up here? This is terrible radar coverage for northwestern PA, gotta say. So we'll probably see another severe get issued, and I'm gonna be interrupted. We'll see when that occurs. But yeah, main threats, like I was saying, was mainly wind and hail, and then a few tornadoes are a possibility. But that wind and hail threat is your main focus for today. Delaware, Ohio is perfectly fine from this threat for severe weather. It should be off to your east, northeast. Yeah, so there's Delaware. Main threat's off to your northeast, so you're good. You are good. I mean, yeah, the Pittsburgh radar is pretty good. You are correct with that. I wish we had one like right here, but I mean, at least we got a radar, so I'm not going to complain too much, but it's better than nothing. I'll actually open up an analysis radar for the Pittsburgh radar site here, because that's most likely going to be our main one, because it should cover, yeah, most of our enhanced on the east side, so that and probably the Cleveland will be the main one. So we'll continue to keep an eye on these severe storms as they come through. There is a possibility that we see a few tornado warnings today. We've got that watch probabilities, a 20% chance of seeing 2 or more tornadoes with a 5% chance of one of them being strong. So not expecting strong tornadoes today, but we actually can't fully rule them out. There's about a 5% chance. A strong tornado can't be tossed in the trash can. And yeah, I mean, all hazards are really on the table. It is really on the table here. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about getting rid of the severe warning, but I'm never going to get rid of that tornado warning one because that's really, really crucial. But we'll keep the severe warning on now because that was just a test. I've been testing it and I want to make sure that it works for like tomorrow. Which I tested it yesterday and it only said, it said severe thunderstorm warning, and then it didn't mention the counties, so I had to fix that. And then when I got the counties to work, the text didn't work, and it didn't say severe thunderstorm warning, so it only mentioned the counties. So I had to put the severe thunderstorm warning in front of the counties, so that we would mention it. And then I put them all into a text, put it into the software, and then it now it works. Which all that took me about 2 to 4 hours to learn. So yeah, it should have been a lot simpler, but because I'm not big in any of that stuff, it took me forever to find this site on how to even put it into this software. You do not want a PDS tornado. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. You do not want that. I don't want to ever be under any type of tornado warning. I don't like tornadoes at all when they're over my house. Only time I like a tornado is if it's in the middle of the field doing absolutely nothing. That's the only time I like a tornado. Every other time, it's like, yeah, no, just don't happen. Just don't happen. Like I said, I'm okay with thunder, lightning, and wind, but once you get to the hail side of things, and especially the tornado side of things, let's just not. Let's just not. Tomorrow had, like I said, we're really gonna be focusing on today, but tomorrow it's too iffy. It's just too iffy. There's not really any new information for tomorrow. It still looks like a very much messy day, and honestly, Tuesday doesn't look too good either. So I really don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow or on the next day. Period. Like normally, I get at least some idea of what may occur, but this time, no, I really don't. I really don't. So that's why I'm just going to take it one day at a time here. We did our briefing yesterday on my thoughts about it, which was very, very low. I really don't see a whole lot happening. But I'm not the SPC, so we'll see. The ingredients are present. It's just a matter of if storms fire in those ingredients or not. That's the real thing. That's the real ordeal there. And we'll see. We will see if they end up if we end up getting some storms or not. But this is really how I expect tomorrow to be. This messy cluster of storms like this. In the NAM model has this really portraying towards more of a linear, a very sharp linear line. So we'll see if this can develop into more of a line of damaging winds, but if it stays this clustery mode, that's where you're going to have those all hazards threat present, like they said, the main threat being wind and hail. But if you are in a clustered mode, you can't fully rule out a tornado, so it will be a possibility. But after sunset, so I mean, really, you're looking at 7, 8 o'clock. Yeah, probably about, I'm looking at 8, 9 o'clock. Yeah, 8, 9 o'clock. After then, wherever these storms are at about 8 or 9 o'clock, that's going to be the point where they start to die out. So it depends on however fast they can travel here throughout this enhanced risk zone. So yeah, I mean, for instance, you can see how sharp cut off the slight and the marginal risk is. That's because they're expecting storms to really die out by the time they get outside that enhanced risk. So we should see storms dying off by the time they get over here. So, generally here is where we should start to see severe weather decrease as storms move off to the south-southeast. Everywhere else, we should continue to see these storms intensify all the way up towards like the Pittsburgh area, and then once they hit Pittsburgh, they should begin to weaken. But we'll see if that happens or not. Oh, I forgot to change my chat to all. That way I can see everybody's messages here. There we go. There we go. Indiana doesn't look to be in that big of a threat for severe weather just yet. Tuesday looks like your biggest threat right now. Tuesday into Wednesday. Tuesday is more for western Indiana. And then Wednesday would probably be for more of southern Indiana. So if you're in like northeastern Indiana or eastern Indiana, you should be fine. But if you're in the western or the southern portion of Indiana, I would be weather aware just in case. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here's that watch. Here's that watch from the National Weather Service Severe T-Storm on Twitter. And you can see that it is a severe thunderstorm watch, of course, as anticipated. A couple tornadoes are possible. Like I said, 2-inch hail size possible as well as 70 mile an hour winds likely. And the key words from this is a 70 mile an hour winds likely and the 2-inch hail possible. So, you know, if this was like 1-inch hail, it would probably say 1-inch hail likely, but this says 2-inch hail possible, which means we're probably going to see a few instances of, you know, 1.5-inch hail, and then we could see 1 or 2 instances being a possibility of 2-inch hail there. And then a couple tornadoes are a possibility as well. So, cut me off again.
Cameron County in north central Pennsylvania, northwestern Clinton County in north
there you
central
go.
Pennsylvania, northeastern Elk County in north central Pennsylvania, southeastern
Keep going.
County in north central Pennsylvania, southwestern Potter County in north
It's in the middle of all of them. Look at that.
Clinton, Elk, McKean, and Potter
3,
County
4,
in Pennsylvania.
5, 6. 6 counties in that? Like 6 counties inside that one severe, because it clips this county, clips this county, clips this county, clips this county. So that's 4. And then, yeah, 5 gets in a good chunk of that one. So there's your new severe thunderstorm warning in effect there. So now we're up to 3 severes, and this one just got upgraded to 1.25-inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds, probably because of this little hail core that's starting to form near Sandy Lake. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And like I said, there's no areas of rotation along this line. You can see how there's literally no organized velocities anywhere along this entire line. So tornado potential right now at this immediate moment is very, very, very low. And in this storm as well, you can see that's also trying to form a bit of a hail core. So a lot of these storms are attempting to form hail cores here. And not so much on the tornadic side of things. So if you're worried about tornadoes today, first off, you shouldn't be worried. And second off, it is looking to favor the potential of more of hail than tornadoes. So try your best not to worry. I know it's difficult to do, especially if you are, I know if you have storm anxiety and severe storm anxiety, it's really difficult not to worry. So the number one way how I helped with that was to just get a weather radio. So if you could get a weather radio, typically it depends on what type you get. I recommend about some weather radio from Midland. I think the Midland 120 WR is the best one. Some words around the realm of that. It's white weather radio from Midland with the blue black light. The blue backlight. And that's what that's one of the best radios in my opinion, and it's like, you know, one of the cheaper weather radios as well, that it will wake you up if you get in a warning. As well as a free radar site, you know, like Attic Radar, which I made a video on if you want to check that. I recommend, you know, learning how to read radar, have your own free radar site. And, you know, if you like to track weather, then, you know, you could get a bit more of a pricey one. Radar Omega on your phone's like $7, $8. I think it's about $8. Just number one thing is to have a weather radio, and if you can, get a radar as well. I highly recommend a weather radio. That's the number one thing. Main states impacted today is Eastern Ohio, and a very large chunk of Pennsylvania. You can see that here. See Eastern Ohio, extreme northern West Virginia, and a good chunk of Pennsylvania. And then we'll move on to other days as well later on down the line. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas. And then Tuesday we'll be moving on to some of the same states: Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri. So we'll talk about those areas as well. And then tomorrow we also have another risk out here in Virginia, North Carolina, and portions of extreme southern Maryland, I believe that is. I don't know if that's, yeah, some of Maryland. But today we're really focusing on this area: Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio. Northeast of Columbus, Ohio, as well as out here towards like the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Scranton. All these quite populated locations. Quite populated locations here. So just make sure you are hyper weather aware out here. We'll be covering this risk for multiple hours for you guys. And we did just get our first considerable severe. Look at that. 1.75 inch hail. So there you go. That hail risk is already verifying. So there you go, 1.75 inch hail. Let's see if that is observed or radar indicated. It is radar indicated. Radar indicated 1.75 inch hail. And that's most likely thanks to this hail core right here. And this is up here in northeastern Ohio for Warren, Southington Farm Township, or Farmington Township. So that's 1.75 inch hail. That's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning there. What about Ashland, Ohio? Let me go ahead and check real quick. And go ahead and just look at that real quick here. So that is going to be inside the severe watch. So you do want to be hyper weather aware. But as of now, storms have fired off to your east. And actually, I think your risk is nearly done before it even gets going. I'm pretty sure your risk is nearly done because storms are firing off to your south. So if I'm not mistaken, your risk may already be over before it even starts up. I would still be weather aware though, because you're inside that watch. But right now there's no imminent threat. There's no imminent threat. A watch means watch out because the ingredients in the atmosphere favor severe weather potential. A warning means that severe weather is ongoing in that warned area. So you're not in an imminent threat for severe weather right now. But people in these yellow polygons right here, which goes all the way from Aurora, Ohio, all the way out towards Clairton, Pennsylvania, and then another one out here towards the Driftwood area in Pennsylvania as well. But we can't really tell if there's any areas of rotation ongoing here because of the quite poor radar coverage here. This is the best we have, and it doesn't show any areas of rotation, so I'm not anticipating any tornadic activity right now. I know that's, most of the time tornadoes is what people hate the most with severe weather. Today, it's a very low chance that we see tornadoes, but unfortunately, it is not a 0% chance that we see tornadoes. We've got about a 5%, 2 to 5% chance for tornadoes today, depending on where you're located, which I can show right here. So if you're inside this green, that green here, that means every 25 miles inside that green, you have a 2% chance of seeing a tornado. And then within that brown, you've got every 25 miles of a given point within that brown, you got a 5% chance of seeing a tornado. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. It's definitely a threat for severe weather, but thankfully it's not that high just yet. And we're not really expecting it to be too high. It is what we consider, though, a quite elevated chance for thunderstorms. It's a level 3 out of 5 for damaging winds, which is an enhanced risk. This is still attempting to form a decent hail core out here near Sandy Lake. So, North Mills, Sandy Lake, you guys may be seeing around the realms of 1-inch hail, 1.25-inch hail, matter of fact, out there. And that is in Pennsylvania. So I would be watching that closely and make sure you're indoors and away from doors and windows. Like I said, Marcus, the potential for Monday is going to be very much present. It's just a matter of if storms fire in the environment or not, which unfortunately, like I said, right now the models are uptrending in the dry line pushing westward and the trough being a bit faster. And if that trend continues, tomorrow will end up being a higher threat than what we're currently anticipating. Whether or not it plays out is up to Mother Nature. And typically we see an uptrend. Typically we see an uptrend about now, and then later on tonight, it's probably going to stay near the same. Not a downtrend, not an uptrend. Tomorrow morning it will probably downtrend, and then in the afternoon it will probably be a last second uptrend. Models tend to just go all over the place, so that's why I don't like to look at models too frequently, and I look for more of the trends. Which right now the trends are definitely pointing towards me getting nothing tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see what happens today out here. Like I said, tornado threat is very low, so not expecting much of a tornado threat. Let's see here. Northwestern Iowa. Probably not a whole lot, but I would definitely be watching it just in case. Kind of northern and northwestern Iowa have the least chance for severe weather out of the whole state of Iowa right now. South central portion of Iowa is way more favorable for severe weather tomorrow. And more specifically Tuesday. Yeah, still a decent hail core out there in Sandy Lake. So you see these blue pixels and those purple pixels. That's indicating some small, maybe even an isolated large hailstone could be falling in this general vicinity. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. You can see right now it's 1.25 inch hail. And then we do have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning out here for the Farmington Township area. So please stay indoors and away from doors and windows in that location as well. If you are inside that severe thunderstorm warning. Anywhere inside that severe thunderstorm warning. Thank you guys for joining me today, by the way. I know quite a few people are going live here today, so I appreciate you for choosing me for your coverage today. Hopefully, we will be able to cover this in this entire threat. I can tell you this, if it persists into the overnight hours, I won't be covering it. But like I said, I'm expecting these storms to rapidly die out around 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. We're approaching that enhanced risk for severe weather now. You can see these storms are getting into that enhanced risk. Basically, what that means is they're entering a bit of a more favorable environment for severe weather. Our main tornado threat is, according to the SPC, right now, they're starting to enter that 5% chance for tornadoes. So we'll see if anything happens tornadic-wise over the next 2, maybe 3 hours here. But right now, I don't see anything imminently tornadic by any means. There's nothing that says to me that there's tornado potential right now. At least right now. A capped environment just means that it depends on how captive an environment you're talking about. For tomorrow, I would not be shocked whatsoever to see storms fire in that, quote, capped environment. I would not be shocked whatsoever, so I'm not fully trusting what models are saying right now. Widespread severe weather is most likely going to be an occurrence in southwestern Oklahoma and western Texas. Kansas is the main state of uncertainty. Southwest Oklahoma, western Texas looks like a decent area for severe weather, and then as well as southern Nebraska, or rather southern South Dakota, and central and eastern Nebraska. I'll circle 2 areas for you. Generally here, and as well as down here. In the middle, there is a question mark. There's a question mark right in the middle on if storms fire at all. So yeah, we'll continue to watch tomorrow though, but like I said, we need to take it one day at a time. Today's not really going to impact what really happens tomorrow. It's not going to be much of an impact for what happens tomorrow for severe weather. Now tomorrow, what happens tomorrow will impact what happens and what may happen for Tuesday. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. But there's a lot of stuff that's going to change. I can tell you that. A lot of stuff's going to change between now and then. You may not think so because it's tomorrow, but I can tell you this. A lot of stuff's going to change. You're going to be like, oh, wow, a lot of stuff changed. Because that's typically what happens the day of. These storms are not able to really intensify here in Ohio just yet. We'll see if that continues or not. But you can see how fast this line exploded. I mean, right when we went live right here. This is when we went live. And this is what's happened ever since then. I mean, these storms exploded, especially this one in northeastern Ohio. Oh, yeah, Ohio. Northeastern Ohio. That one really exploded quick. So these things have really, really gotten to explode here. So main area to watch for more thunderstorm development is out here. We're not seeing a whole lot right now. So the main area for severe weather potential as of now is generally out in this area. As these storms continue off to the southeast over the next hour, 2 hours here. At least the next 2 hours. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, still a decent hail core there. I'm surprised they haven't upped that even a bit more. It's at 1.25 inch hail still. So we'll see what happens. HRRR is more reliable than the NAM3K, but to be honest, neither model run has a good hold on what may occur tomorrow, so that's why, like I said, I'm not paying too much attention to the model runs right now, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's different tomorrow morning than what those models are depicting. The 00Z models tonight will be massive, and then more specifically, the 12Z models tomorrow morning will be the main runs. And then after that, you really don't want to use model runs. But I'm a weather enthusiast, so you know me, of course I will. Let's see here. So main thing that I'm looking for right now is higher concentrated DBZ. So you can see how these values in the blue are at about 67, 68. So those are the main areas that I'm watching, because that means that the hail potential is a little bit higher in those locations right now. You can see how rapidly this hail core fell apart. It really intensified and then completely fell apart. So that's definitely a lot weaker right now. They still have it warned for 1.75 inch hail, 60 mile-an-hour winds for the next 18 minutes. A lot of lightning activity with these storms, too. Let's see here. So, yeah, like I said, I really don't see any area of rotation at all with any of these storms. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Exactly. Pay attention to the SPC the most. So, we'll see. But more focused on today, like I said. So we'll see what happens with these storms here in Pennsylvania. Again, a severe watch remains in effect here. I didn't check when it expired. Oh, wow. 11 p.m. That's quite late, to be honest. I was not expecting it to be that late. So 11 p.m. is when this severe thunderstorm watch expires out here in Pennsylvania and portions of Ohio as well as West Virginia. So if you are inside that watch area, you need to be hyper weather aware. And if you're inside these warnings here, currently have 3 warnings in effect. If you're inside any of these warnings, you need to be indoors, away from doors and windows. Thankfully, no tornado warnings active right now, but we'll continue to monitor these storms and see if they just might begin to rotate, which I'm keeping an eye on this one in Jackson Center, because there's a bit of velocities there, but most of those, if not all those inflow velocities, are going to be hail. A lot of that is going to be hail and or potential damaging winds, but more so on the hail side of things. But I'm keeping an eye on that because that's like the only place that has velocities present. The other areas really don't have any velocities present here. I mean, they're all scattered and all over the place. You can see there's like no concentrated velocities here, nothing here. And then you have this little blimp over here north of Grove City, south of Sandy Lake. That's interesting, but not tornadic by any means. And then you have just the rest of your velocities here, nothing impressive. Yeah, and then you have this storm, which is really doing nothing except for some small hail, maybe an isolated wind gust here and there, near 60 miles per hour. If it's that strong. They have it one for 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail, but I don't see too much of a wind threat with that. Definitely a hail threat, though. You can see those, again, higher DBZ values, so it does have a notable hail threat with it. But yeah, we'll see. That's definitely one of the weaker storms right now. Actually, they just extended that severe. Let's see if they upgraded it. Nope. So this is barely severe. This is barely severe. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds is barely a severe storm. So we'll keep an eye on that. I do not, girl dev. Not right now, at least. But yeah. So main storms, once again, main storms are located out here in northeastern Ohio, northwestern Pennsylvania. This cluster right here is our main area, moving off to the southeast. I'm going to use a tool that I haven't used in a hot minute on Radar Omega. Storm's moving at 35 miles an hour to the southeast. Let's see. Do I have this in linear mode or not? See if I have this in linear or not. We're about to find out. We do. So let's go ahead and I don't know if it clicked there. I can't tell. The dot's too small. 1, 2, 3, and southeast at 35 miles an hour. So there you go. So more populated areas that it will reach here in generally these timed locations. So Springfield, it's pretty much on your doorstep right now in Springfield. You've got Grove City, New Wilmington, Newcastle, Northwest. Yeah, most of these are in Pennsylvania, but a few of them you can see are going to be in Ohio as well. But the majority of these are going to be in Pennsylvania. I want to see what the furthest one away is. Let's see if we can find Butler here. This storm's probably going to speed up a bit. I don't really expect it to speed up too much. Oh, there's Butler. So yeah, Butler in about 46 minutes. Which makes sense. We'll probably see. We'll see if these severes get extended. Let's see if our text, our little automated warning here decides to interrupt me when I'm speaking. We'll see. They don't look bad at all, Michael, for tomorrow, except for maybe the potential for a severe, a couple severes in eastern Virginia, southeastern Virginia. That's about it for tomorrow. At least in Virginia and North Carolina, we have a much larger risk well off to the west. Do have 2 hail reports here of 1-inch hail on this storm here. So this is a train spotter reported a quarter-sized hail near SR5 and SR46 near Cortland in northeastern Ohio. And this one's going to be again in northeastern Ohio. National Weather Service employee reports hail of dime to quarter size just east of Parkman in southeastern. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that county. Up here east of Parkman, Ohio. The ones I'm keeping an eye on is like these in Ohio, because I want to see if these can rapidly, or at least just at all, intensify. I'm curious to see if these get going or not. Because if they do, they may have a bit of a better chance for tornadic potential. Because they're not completely clustered up. You can still see they're relatively clustered, though. Still relatively clustered, but they're not this clustered. So I'm curious to see if those get going or not in Northeast Ohio here in within the next couple minutes. Just to show y'all why we don't trust the HRRR, for those of you who are trusting the HRRR a bunch tomorrow. Never put your full faith forward for a model run. Here's the HRRR's current radar. This is what the HRRR thinks the radar looks like. Let me show you what it looks like right now. Here is what the radar looks like. One more time. This is what the radar looks like. This is what the HRRR says the radar looks like. Not the same. Not the same. And then guess what? It has nothing happening. Nothing happening at 7 o'clock. Or this is 6 o'clock. Yeah, this is 6 o'clock. Nothing happening at 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock, we finally see some storms fire. Wait, what? 7 o'clock. So this is 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock, nothing. 7 o'clock, storms finally fire. 8 o'clock, they get more upscale. 9 o'clock, they start to die out. 10 o'clock, they are done. They are like rain showers at 10 o'clock. So just a complete, and this is the new HRRR, by the way. This HRRR
thunderstorm warning
just finished rendering.
Northwestern Clearfield County in central Pennsylvania.
Everything.
Southern Elk County in north central Pennsylvania, Clearfield, and Elk County in Pennsylvania.
Man. So there's your new severe thunderstorm warning. I was just talking about that. We'll see. I'm keeping an eye on velocities because yeah, there's little spots that can spin up pretty fast on these type of risks when you have a clustered line like this. So that might be a little area to watch there, right here, near Grove City. Let's see the. Yeah, I mean, this is the storm I was talking about before. We'll see what happens with that storm. If there is any rotation, I could tell you it is extremely, extremely weak right now. Extremely weak, but we'll keep an eye on it. You can see how there's actually quite a bit of hail with these storms. You can see all these purples and blacks and even some blue colors here. And all those are going to be small hail cores. We're probably about to see another severe. It depends. If they think this line is still severe, they'll issue a new severe for generally somewhere out here. Which, if they do issue that big of a severe, holy crap, that automated voice is going to have a lot of counties to go through. It is going to have a lot of counties to go through. So, yeah. Like I said, we're going to stay live here for a long time, y'all. This is a coverage live stream, which typically lasts a lot longer than our briefings. So make sure you guys have hit that like button, share the stream with your family, friends, social media. More people in the stream, the more people that are weather aware, so it's greatly, greatly appreciated. I'm glad to have you guys in here. Let's see here. All right. So, yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning was just issued. You guys heard that. It was for this area here, Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. 1 inch hail, 60 mile an hour wind. So right now, all of these are low-end severes, with the exception of the one that is still considerable here in the Cortland and Warren area in northeastern Ohio, which is considerable. So that is a considerable severe for 1.75 inch hail. And these warnings don't have that long left. These two warnings don't have that much longer to go. 7 more minutes. So we'll see if they reissue them or not. So we'll continue to monitor this. And is that another storm firing? Yep. I'm really curious to see if these storms can get going in Ohio, y'all. Because that's what models have been all over the place for today's event. Models have not been good for any event, actually, now that I think of it. Oh. Is that another severe? It is. The voice is about to talk here. Yeah, because it's just got 1 for 1 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds out here. In the,
severe
there you go.
thunderstorm warning for northwestern Lycoming County in north-central Pennsylvania, southeastern Potter County in north-central Pennsylvania.
Here comes a big one.
Tioga County in
Lord have mercy.
Pennsylvania, Lycoming, Potter, and Tioga County in Pennsylvania.
This is going to be a big one. Y'all ready? I'm going to let this go one more time, and then we might just disable it for you guys, but I'll still be able to hear it. We're gonna let this go one time because this is gonna be a lot of counties. It's gonna be a long
Severe
county.
thunderstorm warning for southern Mercer County in northwestern
One,
Pennsylvania, southern Venango
two,
County in northwestern Pennsylvania, northern Lawrence
three,
County in western Pennsylvania, northern Butler
four.
County in west
This is
central
gonna be so many.
Pennsylvania, Jefferson County in
Five.
west central Pennsylvania,
Oh man.
northern Armstrong
6,
County in west central Pennsylvania, Clarion County in west
7, maybe
central
one more.
Pennsylvania, south central Forest
8,
County in northwestern Pennsylvania, Armstrong,
9.
Butler,
Okay, 8.
Clarion,
I'm pretty sure it's 8.
Forest, Jefferson, Lawrence, Mercer, and Venango County in Pennsylvania.
I lost count. That's a lot of counties. It's a lot of counties. All right, I'm gonna disable that for you guys so that way y'all don't have to hear that thing. Let's see here. So we'll keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on this. Let's see. I'm going to just go ahead and disable it now, actually. Because Ethan wants to talk, I believe. Hi. Oh, he's not alive. Come on, Ethan. I can't hear you, by the way. I just saw you type in my chat. I saw the ping first. Alrighty. Ethan's gonna go to his better microphone here. So we'll continue to watch these severe storms, y'all. Most of them are a hail threat. Yeah, that little area of velocities we were watching completely fell apart. It was just a little bit of velocities, but I don't think it was even an area of rotation. Because it was so weak. Very, very weak. Barclayville, Pennsylvania. Yeah, that was the one I was watching already. Yep. We were watching that one ever since it got a bit of a hail core a while ago. That new warning, by the way, is for 1.25-inch hail. 60-mile-an-hour winds. What about this one in Ohio? Are they going to extend that? 3 more minutes left for that one. 1.75-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. A lot of severes. How many are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 severes, I believe. Yep, 6 severes. No tour possibles right now. Nope. None of them are tour possible. Let's see. St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. This location, if so, you've already gone through, actually, you're going through some pretty strong storms right now. Very heavy rain, maybe some very small hail, and isolated a few wind gusts. Yeah, a few wind gusts probably around the realms of very weak. Probably nothing more than about 10, 20 miles per hour there, I imagine. So very weak storm, but still, you know, still something to be indoors for. Yeah. Alrighty. Alright. There you go. I unmute you on stream because your mic. So now you're good.
Oh, hey, stream.
It's Ethan. Someone who hasn't been on here in a little while. We haven't talked in a bit, Ethan. How you been?
I've been good. Been
Good.
very busy.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard. You've been very, very busy. Ooh! They just upgraded that to 70-mile-an-hour winds in Youngstown.
Oh.
Didn't expect that one.
Yeah, there's
Ethan's...
a lot of,
You're gonna be focused on tomorrow, I already know.
yeah.
You're gonna just skip today. A lot of people are just gonna skip today's threat.
It's May 20th, 2019 all over again.
Yeah, that was Twitter a few days ago, but I mean, the risk looks like it's low right now. But I expect an uptrend tomorrow.
Downtrend as hard as that one.
That was probably one of the biggest downtrends I think I've seen.
It wasn't even a downtrend. It just, like, got killed by lapse rates.
More of the trough being pushed westward.
Yeah, that too.
The trough taking more time, which is why Tuesday's probably going to be a bit of a better day, but I mean, doesn't look that good either in terms of severe weather potential.
The globals had it being doomsday, and
Yep.
then the cams just took over and were like, no, no, not
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yep. That's why you got to wait for those cam models. That's why the SPC doesn't do tornado or hail probabilities or any probabilities on day 3 or 4.
Yeah.
3, 4
I
through
think they
8.
might start doing it with the day threes. I heard a not a leak, but I guess it would
Uh,
be a leak.
I don't. We'll see.
Sort of rumor that they said that they're going to start doing probabilities up until day 3. You're also going to introduce a new way of dealing with the significant risks.
Yeah, I heard that one. Heard about the significant risks. Oh, there's what Pez was talking about.
And they also might switch enhanced and moderate.
What? That would confuse me so bad, honestly.
Moderate might be a level 3, enhanced might be a level 4.
Oh my goodness, that would confuse the public. Now that we've
Public's
been,
already confused. Let's be
yeah,
honest. The
yeah.
outlooks are really only for weather weenies. The public does not care.
Well, you mean they don't look at it?
Yeah,
But yeah,
they just look at the outlooks, the news posts.
we got a damage report: 80-foot pine tree down.
2 of them actually.
Oh yeah, 2. I just skipped over that word. It's southwest of Statesboro, Pennsylvania. So yeah, already at what, like 5 or 6 reports there? 1, 2, 3, 4.
One's that storm that's 70.
5. That's the one in the only severe in Ohio.
Oh, there's a sphere in Ohio. Oh, there is.
Yeah, yeah, that's Ohio right there. They actually just updated that. And still keeping it at 70.
Wait.
Let's see.
Okay, am I missing something? Is the 70 for like a downburst? Because velocities are showing nothing.
Well, the radar is pretty far away. You can use the Cleveland radar and it looks worse. I don't even know what the Cleveland radar shows right now. I mean, that just hurts to look at.
No, that's not really gonna do it. Ooh, the Cleveland radar does show an upper level meso though. Very upper level.
Are you talking about in that severe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that too, actually. Man, that
Yeah,
would be
but it's
that would be
definitely an
so
elevated storm.
yeah. That'd be extremely upper level, like you said. I think our best tornado threat right now is like in the center portion of that severe in western PA. Like between Grove City and like Clareton.
Are these elevated?
Clareton. Mostly elevated, yeah. I haven't
I
gotten a
have not
chance.
been paying attention to this day.
I haven't
I'ma be
gotten a
real.
chance to look at any soundings, but the temperature dew point spread should be like 15-ish degrees.
Yeah. I'm never chasing elevated ever again. That's a lie. I'm probably going to. But I did not enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, that's just what you get in Virginia is everything's elevated. You
I didn't
might
even
get the
good
one
structure.
once per year. You might get a surface-based storm, but most of the time it's gonna be in Northern Virginia. Let me look at
Didn't
this.
you have a surface-based storm like last week? Or was it yesterday that you were
It was
live
like
from
2
your
days
phone?
ago. It was like 2 days ago. That will be the only one I get for the rest of the year.
Was
Yeah,
that
holy
straight
moly,
line?
79 over
Um,
46. I think they're a little elevated, Ethan. 79 over 46. That's the temps at 79. That is crazy.
Yeah, they're definitely elevated. That's exactly what I recorded when I went chasing. No joke. 70 over 45 or 79 over 45.
Oh, so well, there's 1 degree higher dew points here, so it's
Yeah,
all the
now we're
difference.
surface-based.
All the difference.
The difference 59 and 60 makes.
In Ohio, it's 51 over 80. So man, I mean, it's a big spread.
Yeah. Anything over 20 is like unchaseable.
Tornado wise.
Yeah.
Anything over 20 is just a Virginia risk over here. Our typical risks are like 40 and 60. 60 over 40.
Why does the severe watch go all the way to Columbus?
Because there's storms firing over there. Well, not that that far.
Or what's the
Yeah.
center city in Ohio? I know they have
No,
five, and
it
they all
is
start with
Columbus. Yeah,
C.
you're right. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a little rain shower that's been present there in Danville, Ohio, for like the last 3 scans. That ain't gonna last.
What are the 5 big cities in Ohio that all
Um,
start with C? Like
Cle-
Columbus,
Cle-
Cleveland.
yeah, yep, Cincinnati. And then I don't know the other 3. I know Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland. Those are the 3 I know. It starts with C. The others I don't know.
So confusing.
Glad to see that Ethan still has the same problem with his mic cutting out. By
Sorry
the way,
about
there's a
that.
68-mile-an-hour wind gust report, so that's why it's 1 for 70.
Ah,
Is
okay,
that
that makes
a
sense.
yeah? That's a Mesonet station, is it? Oh no, an ASOS.
Source: trained weather spotters reported airport gust. Sorry, Warren Airport reported a gust of 68 miles an hour.
Oh, I see that now in the source. Yeah, I guess I should have read the text, huh? Dude. Yeah, let me go see if there's any other that I've missed over here. Yeah,
1.5-inch hail
a report or warned.
report.
I might have seen that one. I don't think I did. Where's that one at?
70-mile-an-hour storm.
Hmm. I'm either blind or a bit slow. I see 3 1-inch hail reports currently. Let me look
I don't
on
know. I'm
this.
still trying to learn radar scope. It could be a radar indicated report.
Or yeah,
I thought I turned those off though.
yeah. I have them on. I should probably turn those off too because they're just honestly useless
Misleading.
and very useless.
Yeah. That does look like a
Do that now. Get rid of those
hail
things.
spike.
They clutter my radar site anyways.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Is that a hail
This
spike?
off. Much better. I like that. On what storm?
It's that really big severe, just died down in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, Rockland, Cranberry,
Um,
Cranberry.
yeah, Rockland.
Yeah, like Pittsville, Rockland.
I mean, it looks like it on CC, but not reflectivity.
Yeah. It might be a bit of a hail spike. I mean, there's a hail core there that corresponds with the CC.
Mm.
So I wouldn't be too surprised. But I mean, it's about, it's warned for 1.25-inch hail. I'd be surprised if we're seeing anything more than that. Man. So how do you get... Can you get tornadoes out of an elevated storm?
Like, hypothetically,
Yeah.
yes. Is it like 10 times more hard? Also,
Definitely.
yes. Probably higher than 10.
Because
I only know
I
of
said that
one
because
time.
that's why I was wondering why we have a 5% today. Because I'm like, they're elevated, so interesting on why they have not just a 2% there.
Pretty sure it's because the HRRR showed like 3 updraft velocity tracks over on the Pennsylvania-Ohio border.
That was one run. That's one run.
Well,
And most of
you know how
those
the
would have
SEC's
been
been this year.
most
They
of those
just
would
caved into
be
Twitter.
hail too. Updraft track doesn't necessarily mean tornadoes. Especially if you got a 40-degree temperature dew point spread. I mean, holy moly. I'm sure you know that one.
Yep. Models were showing like a 10 temperature dew point spread, and then I take out my anemometer or thermoanemometer, and it just showed me a 40-degree spread.
Let's see.
I was really sad.
Clintonville. Let me look at that. What state is that? Wisconsin? It's probably not Wisconsin.
Oh, what? I didn't see that. The HRRR starting to pick up on initiation tomorrow
Yeah, it's.
in Kansas.
Have you not? That's been on all the HRRR runs.
The HRRR showed nothing.
The 00Z from the first model run we got showed initiation in Kansas.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, so I can tell you. Yeah,
Huh.
I think that might
Still
be the
nothing in the
best.
main risk.
Yeah, but that might be the main risk. It might not be in the main risk, but it might be the main risk.
Jeez. No 3 Cape in Oklahoma until like 8Z.
Man, everything's elevated here. These things are so elevated.
Just a wind threat.
And a hail threat. Unless you're
Oh
talking
yeah.
about tomorrow.
Tomorrow is
Uh,
like all hazards.
yeah. I mean, today's all hazards too. It's just
Is it?
low.
Is it?
Well, I mean, it's a 5% tornado risk, so
Is
yes.
it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, but you want to go off the SPC, so. Alright.
I guess. You can't. Elevated storms can produce tornadoes. However, I only remember one time that happened, and it was in Colorado. So,
Of course, it was Colorado. Was that last year?
yep.
I knew it. I knew it. Last year, Colorado popped off in June, July.
Oh yeah, always does.
Yep. I don't know if it's popped off that much
Yeah,
before.
no, these storms are about 2.5 kilometers off the surface.
Yeah, they're very elevated. So we'll see how long this severe threat continues. I'm intrigued, but I mean, wait, hold on. We got the new HRRR rendering in for today. 21Z. Let's see. Oh, it. Can I just? I'm just gonna toss that one in the trash can. I don't know what it's doing. Don't look at the 21Z
Why?
because it shows something weird happening in Ohio. All right. Well,
What's so weird about Ohio?
the only storm that I see that might be getting possibly an area of very weak rotation is the Cherry Valley storm. But I mean that would be very weak rotation, like I said.
What am I supposed to be not looking at in Ohio?
If there even is, I mean that's probably not even a rotation present at all.
Wait, what am I not supposed to be looking at?
Ohio, 21ZH RRR.
What does it show?
You don't see it?
It shows nothing for me.
Well, yeah, you don't have anything. You're not in Ohio.
No, I mean like in Ohio it shows nothing.
Simulated reflectivity.
Oh, what? One stalled hailstorm
Yep.
with what? What is that? 65 meters squared second squared of storm relative velocity.
Very low. Yep. Yep. I mean, I don't know why that's even there.
Elevated. The LCL is like 2,200 meters. Nothing's happening out of that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go back to full coverage. So if you just want
All
to,
right, full coverage.
yep, go on mute and just scream at me if you see anything. like he does. Drew, I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm not the SPC, so there's I don't know at all. I personally don't see it, but I mean I'm not the SPC. You say you're in school, Pez? Let's see here. Yeah, so these are our storms that's supposed to be strong to severe right now, and look how they were present. They were present. And then they just fell off, and then they're just continuing to weaken. Oh, look at that. Hail report of 1.75 inch hail right there. Yes, because most people are going to know what a meter is if they go to school. It worked. That works for me, Indiana. That works for me. It's the only thing that works for me. There's a new severe that just got issued for Lock Haven, Jersey Shore. What is that? Warned for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. I expect most, if not very close to all the severes today are going to be exactly that. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. We may have a few, like, for instance, the one we just experienced that has 70-mile-an-hour winds. Maybe one or two that have 1.75-inch hail right around there. And we'll see. Let's see. So we'll continue to watch this. But like I said, the tornado threat today is very low. Um, 2 feet is equal to how many meters? Less than 1. I don't know exactly how much that would be.
There's approximately 3.3 feet to a meter.
Yeah, I know that. I knew that, but he's saying for 2 feet. 2 feet is how many meters? Let's see here. Let's see, I haven't looked at your area actually for severe weather potential at all. I mean, I looked at it yesterday, but not this morning. Wednesday still looks like a decent day for severe potential for you. It actually looks quite interesting. The only thing that looks to be lacking is a very key ingredient called shear. But it is present. It's just not very high at all. You're looking at around, it's decent, 250. It is quite decent, actually. Hold on, what about dew points? You're definitely not lacking in dew points or temperatures. So we'll continue to watch these storms, y'all. But if you are in Ohio, right now is looking less and less likely for you to experience severe storms anywhere in Ohio. As these storms are just firing and then dying off fast, so I'm not expecting much in Ohio. But I'll watch it just in case. I will watch it. So we still have, how many severes now? Yep, still 6. I thought we had 6. So yeah, just make sure to do that. Make sure that you guys are indoors, away from doors and windows if you're inside any of these severe warnings here in Pennsylvania. We still have 1 severe in effect for extreme northeastern Ohio out here for Youngstown. 70-mile-an-hour winds, 1.5-inch hail for the next 28 minutes. But the storm is moving out of that warning now. So that's the small amount of the storm that's left inside the warning. So once that moves out of there, which it just did, don't come out of your safe spot yet, or don't go outside, I should say, because you're still inside that severe warning, so at least wait until that is lifted. They should lift that shortly, to be honest. I don't think they'll keep that for too much longer, considering the storm's moved out of the polygon. So, main storm that I'm watching for anything possibly tornadic, which is a far-fetched today, based off how these storms have initiated, is this storm right over here. Right here, west or northwest of Rimmersburg. So that's the cell that I'm watching for maybe something possibly tornadic in the near future to begin to rotate, just a storm to begin to rotate, but it's nothing crazy at all right now. It is nothing crazy whatsoever. Look at how these storms exploded, by the way. So you can see they're present. They're present, but they're not crazy. Uh-oh, TRG goes live. Boom. They literally just exploded right when I went live. I went live right here. Oh, nope. I was live by this scan on satellite. In between these scans, I went live, and they just exploded in intensity. And you can see that one in Ohio really exploded, and now the ones in northwestern Pennsylvania are continuing to explode in intensity. We'll see how strong they get, though. We'll also see if they expand this big severe thunderstorm warning or not, because it is starting to head towards the end of this warning box here. I want to go check this storm again. Nothing too interesting here. Still 1 to 1 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds for all of these. Is there a radar up here at all? Okay, we'll use the one in New York. Yeah, that one's very weak as well. They're severe, but they're low-end severe. They're a low-end severe storm, which sounds weird to say, but they are. 1 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, like I said, that's barely a severe storm. This cluster is one for 1.25 inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So a little bit stronger than the other storms, but still on the lower end side of severe. And yeah, they just got rid of that warning in Ohio. They just canceled that. You can see it's no longer in place. So if you are in Ohio, still remain weather aware if you're inside the watch area. But there is no imminent severe weather, at least at this exact moment, anywhere in Ohio. But we'll continue to monitor it just in case. But main area by far right now is Pennsylvania. Man, these storms are taking their sweet time today. I feel like we've barely moved at all in the last hour. 35 miles per hour, I guess, is quite slow. Are they still going 35? Oh, now they're going 45. I'm going a bit quicker. Oh, did that just get upgraded? Hold on. Huh. Okay, so this says 65-mile-an-hour wind gust and $half size tail, but the warning says 60, not 65. Interesting. So we'll just keep an eye on that storm there. I wonder if that's a glitch on Radar Omega's end or something, that it doesn't say 65 right here, because their warning text does say 65. Let me check GR2 real quick. Yeah, so it's warned for 65-mile-an-hour winds and half dollar size tail, was it? Let's see. Yep. So we'll continue to watch it closely. Just make sure that you guys are indoors, away from doors and windows if you're inside those severes. Girl Dev, you took a massive step, which was getting a weather radio. So if you have a weather radio, then right away you're a lot more weather aware than a good chunk of the population. You tune into multiple live streamers. I've seen you in countless streamers chats before, so you're definitely weather aware, I can tell you that. Those are the two main things, weather radio, and you frequently check in with multiple sources. And I'm sure you look at the SPC on nearly a daily basis, because you know about the severe weather before I even go live and talk about it. So I'm sure you're weather aware in that department as well. I don't know if you have a good safe spot. A good safe spot as well. That's normally something that you want, and is a necessity. And if you don't have a good safe spot, like I said, make sure you have like neighbors or a public storm shelter that you could go to. If you see storms that are severe heading your way, or if you see tornado warnings a while away and you know that they're going to head your way and you could be into a tornado warning, it may be just a safer bet to go to a public storm shelter, or like I said, if it's a decent risk for severe weather, maybe rent out a hotel as well, for just like a couple hours or one night. Depends on how high in the risk is, though, for that. But I can tell you this, a hotel, especially a hotel without a safe spot, is not going to be much better than it's not going to be much better than, an interior room. Just make sure you know where a safe spot is and what you can use for a safe spot too. And, if you do have like a friend's, say a friend has a basement or a safe spot, if there is a warning issued, make sure that you have a safe spot too. Because if that warning's on top of you, there's no time to go running outside during a tornado warning. You should not do that. But most of the time, you're going to have, a tornado watch that's issued a good solid, depends on where it's located, 1, 2, maybe even 3 hours in advance of a warning being issued. And that's your heads up to, go over to your neighbor's house and tell them, hey, can I just stay here until this watch expires? But you should not be going outside during a tornado warning. Which is why you also need to know where your safe spot is, just in case you can't make it to, your neighbor's safe spot. This did just get 1 for 1 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds continued here for the Clearfield, Phillipsburg area. Make sure you guys are indoors, away from doors and windows. We'll see how much longer these severe storms do continue, but I'm curious to see if they're going to re-severe this one. I imagine they will, considering how strong it looks right now, and a lot of lightning activity. The chance you get hit by a strong tornado, Girl Dev, is so low. I mean, it is so low. Even if you're in like a high risk, a 30 sig risk for tornadoes, it is still a very low chance that you get impacted by a significant tornado. It is still a low chance. Because like I've said, if you're inside a 30 significant chance for tornadoes, then within that 25-mile radius of your location, even though it's a high risk for tornadoes, then you still have a 60% chance of not seeing a tornado within that 25-mile radius. So, yeah. I mean, you're still in odds of not seeing a strong tornado. The Blue Sharpie, I don't believe the Blue Sharpie's been pulled out in quite a while, Pez. I'm trying to recall the last time I saw a Blue Sharpie on a risk. I can't recall a Blue Sharpie for tornadoes.
What is the Blue Sharpie?
You don't know what the Blue Sharpie is?
Oh, doesn't it only go up to pink?
Oh, no. I'm sorry, you're colorblind. The 60%. The 60% is
Oh,
the
isn't
blue.
it white?
It's blue, Ethan.
Like diamond blue, though, right? Like really white.
No, it's like dark blue, buddy.
Okay.
It's like dark blue, man. Yeah, that's this is a 60. A 60. I don't remember that ever being issued.
It has been issued. Guess who did it?
Oh, I already know who. When, though?
It was Broyles, and it was I think, when was El Reno Piedmont?
Oh man, I'm not good with that. I'm not good with stuff like that. Maybe Catman said 2011, so I'm going with Catman. Possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 2011. It was like May 24th, 2011 for El Reno Piedmont, I think.
Well, I've never heard of it. But I don't know much of past
It was on a
weather.
day too as well.
Wow. Lucky's asking me if the NAM was right today. But, yeah, I mean, actually, the NAM handled today. So far, the NAM's handled today. A bit better than the HRRR, shockingly. But it's definitely nowhere near right. I can tell you that. I had storms firing at 7 o'clock, and yeah, we're kind of like halfway through the risk now, so we're like nearing halfway through this risk area. Oh, there's your other severe that just got issued. 1 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds for Butler, I believe. Slippery Rock, as well as Brooksville, Pennsylvania. Still no areas of any type of increased velocities in the sense of rotation here. We might have had a very small area of extremely weak rotation, but it was nothing over the top at all. So we'll continue to monitor it, and we'll see what happens here. We will see what happens. Let me check this real quick. Oops. Didn't mean to pull up that radar. My bad. Let's see here. Quickly just checking something, y'all. Alright. There we go. So yeah, still a lot of severe warnings in effect. We should be past 6. Yeah, we're at a whole 7 warnings now. So that's quite the amount of severe warnings. We're now into the enhanced risk for severe weather here. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. Just texting Lucky. That is still okay. Yeah, 68 mile/hour wind report. So far we've actually had 68 mile/hour winds, 1.75 inch hail. So I mean that's right what they were calling for, right around 1.75 inch hail, 70 mile/hour winds. What we were calling for today. And then the watch said 2 inch hail being a possibility. But yeah, I mean, gracious, I didn't even notice that the northern, a little portion of the enhanced risk isn't even included in a watch. Yikes. Yikes. And then this is doing absolutely nothing right now in Ohio. We don't have any type of storm initiation out here, which is good news. That is good news. That means we're most likely not going to see a whole lot in Ohio today. I would still keep an eye out for the possibility of an isolated severe storm around 7 o'clock here. We'll see if one fires around 7 or not. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, if you guys do know anybody inside the risk area, please share them to stream. Hit that like button as well. Most, if not all, you guys have hit that like button, so it's greatly appreciated. And like I said, share the stream if you know anybody inside the risk area, because most people inside this risk area are going to be in the potential for strong to severe storms, especially if you know anybody immediately in front of this line of severe storms. Definitely let them know that severe weather's heading their way here over the next couple of hours, depending on where they're located. I do believe we have traffic cams out here, so I will take a look at that. Let's see here. See how bad Pennsylvania's traffic cams are out here. We got cams, and where are these cameras located? Okay, we definitely have a few, so that's good. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it here. Clearfield. Let's see if I can find that. Wow, that was easy to find. All right, let's see if we got a... Oh, it's a live feed. Wow. Pennsylvania actually has some good cameras. Impressive. I'm impressed. This may be some of the best cameras I've seen. I mean, it's blurry, but I mean, it's like, that's pretty good. I think Pennsylvania's going to be up there for some of the best cameras. Let's see, what camera should we choose? Really, there's no wrong cameras to choose here because there's just a big line of severe storms, so... Let's see here. It's not that. I want to try to get the best camera here. Definitely not that one. Where's Brookville? Oh, okay. I'm a little bit too far to the north. Let me go back down here towards Clearfield then. Guess we could do this one in Clearfield. It sounds good enough to me here, but which one's the best one? This one's pointing east on Clearfield. We need one that's pointing north and or west. They're all pointing east. Well, dang it. I guess it's better than nothing. Put that above my face cam. There we go. Let's see if it freezes, though, because I know some traffic cams freeze. Welcome, Brian, to the stream, and everyone else who's tuned in. Glad to have you guys here for another coverage stream. Am I, Hey, Ethan.
Yup.
Did they cancel that severe in front of the line? Or is my program glitching? Like, Butler's no longer in a severe on my end. I'm looking at the
Where's
loop.
Butler?
It's the far western severe. in Pennsylvania.
Like
Like one scan, it had a severe, and
near
then
Slippery Rock.
I mean, yeah, Butler, Parker, Rimsburg, Rule Valley. A good chunk of those areas have been dropped. Oh no, it kicks me out every 30 seconds. Oh no, every minute. Yep. So, rip. Pennsylvania doesn't have the best cams. You could just look at
think
my
it's-
stream if you want to see it, because I'm looping it. Because like this one, yeah, see this one expired, and then they issued a new one. This one, storms are about to move out of the area, so they issued a new one, and then they canceled it. At least on my program. Yeah, all three of my programs, there's no longer a severe there.
Oh, what? It still appears on my software.
Hmm.
No, nope, never mind. It's gone.
Until 7 p.m. Eastern. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail. It doesn't say it's been canceled. Let's see. Oh. Hold on a second. The severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled. This warning has been replaced with a new warning in the southern portion of the original warned area. Oh.
Did they
Oh.
cancel the wrong warning?
Possibly? I don't know if I've seen that before. They might have. We'll see if they issue a new one or not.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I just thought it was a glitch on my software until I saw it on all my softwares. Wow. We're really getting a hail core on the west side of the cluster there near Slippery
No, I was
Rock.
just about to say that.
Yep. Man, that's been there for a little while. I'm a little late to the party with that one. Oh, they just
Yeah.
severe warned it. There you go. 70-mile-an-hour winds, 1.75-inch hail. That's a double considerable.
Oh, we're just entering the enhanced dress. I didn't even know that.
I mean,
Like
not really.
storms are right in the middle of it, no?
Yeah, in the middle. There you go. Difference between entering and middle of it.
Basically what I'm saying is the event's not over yet, like I thought.
Man, that would be the fastest risk I've ever tracked. 30 minutes of severes and then we're done.
Typical Canada?
No, Canada issues like 600-minute severes, so I don't know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, but then they expire the after, or not expire, they just remove them manually. They don't just let it expire.
Oh, so it rarely goes for like the 600 minutes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It never have I
wait,
been under
what?
a tornado warning for 12 hours.
Train spotter reported 0.75-inch hail, just north of the radar site. Like where there is,
75?
yeah, 0.75, where there is no rain, no storms. Okay. Alrighty.
It looks like it. It's got that like outflow dominant supercell look to it.
Okay. Where are we talking? East, west, central storms.
West of the big severe, near Plain Grove. It looks like the appendage goes down, and then instead of hooking out, it bows
Oh, you're
out.
talking about the considerable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one I'm looking at.
An RFD surge.
You know what? I might just agree with you on that one. I mean, the rotation's flipped. I know it's not rotating right now because that's the outbound are contaminated. Hold on.
Or the inbounds.
There you go. Yeah, there is like no inbounds with that. But we'll see. We'll see. That's definitely the most interesting storm I've seen of the day. By far. By far. Oh, and
got a good shelf on
they just severe warned the rest of it now.
Ah.
That was interesting on. So they wanted to make it two separate warnings, so that's why they canceled it. Interesting.
Golf ball size hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds.
man, that is getting a really good hail core on it.
Yeah.
Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania.
Man, I gotta get my color table set up on Radar Omega, or not Radar Omega, on Radar Scope, because I have no clue what I'm looking at right now.
I know, it's so weird when you don't have your right color table. Like everything's flipped around. We're at 71 dBz on this storm, which 73. I think that's the highest I've seen today.
All right, I gotta go.
Oh, all right. See ya. Thanks for joining.
All right. I'll be back, probably. I just have to go eat dinner.
Oh, all right. Bye.
Yeah.
He'll be gone forever. See if he'll be gone like Lucky. He's like Lucky with eating.
You aren't gonna see me for a week.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna go eat dinner, and then a week later I'll call you.
Okay. I didn't even know he was still here. But yeah, we do have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning now for 70-mile-an-hour winds, 1.75 inch hail out here. For Muddy Creek, that's a name. Muddy Creek, Pennsylvania. Let me go ahead and pull up a camera in Muddy Creek. If we have one. Let's see here. What did we just get? Oh, yeah, the considerable severe. We already saw that. Did the traffic cams want to load for me? They're broken. Man, they broke. All right, let me go home. There we go. I got them to work. Cameras. All right, let's go to what? Muddy Creek. Does Muddy Creek have any cameras? Where are we looking at? North of Pittsburgh. Slippery Rock. Is it near Slippery Rock? Yep, it's just to the southeast of Slippery Rock. There's Muddy Creek, and we don't have any cameras in Muddy Creek, but we do have a camera along the I-70 corridor here west of Slippery Rock that is being impacted by rain. Nothing over the top, just some rain above my face cam if you want to see that camera. That's a bit laggy, too. Just some rain. As of now. We may be seeing a bit of, a bit more winds out here with this severe going towards Phillipsburg. So we'll keep an eye on that storm at Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. That looks pretty interesting. Maybe a bit of winds with that. Still quite the hail core out here in Slippery Rock. That's why they have this warned for 1.75 inch hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, no cameras there at all. You were correct about that one. And that severe warning was just dropped behind this storm as well. So we're left with 4 severes, I believe, or 5. 5, yep. A little sneaky one for 2 more minutes out here north of Williamsport. That's going to be they'll either expire in about 100 seconds or they're going to cancel that. Yeah, so the only potential tornadic storm here in the near future is now this one as it pushes off to the east-southeast here, but I personally don't see a tornado threat. Honestly, I don't see it at all today. After looking at surface analysis and mesoanalysis, I do not see a tornado threat today. But we'll see. SPC has a 5% out, and honestly, I think we're like well halfway through that. Yeah, we are well halfway through that 5%. Not only that, no storms are initiating in our other 5%. So we have no thunderstorm development at all here. Storms are moving off to the southeast, so most likely we won't get much of, if any, storms out here at all. So if you are in this location right here, I'm not expecting any storms for you. at all. Now, this storm has tracked through up on the northern side of that line, so you guys have already seen some severe storms up here, but you get the gist. You know, if you're down here, most likely not going to experience anything today. And if you do, I would be surprised. I don't see initiation occurring on the western side of this severe. They've already dropped the northern side of that severe watch, I should say, severe watch. And I would not be shocked to see them completely remove this whole corridor of the watch next. Yep, it's about a 3-hour event today, Bill. We're used to 12, 14-hour events on this channel. So, very quick event. Very, very quick event. Unlike tomorrow. Tomorrow's storms are probably going to fire right around. We'll see when. I'm probably going to go live about 7, 8 o'clock whenever those storms do fire. But right around then, we'll see storms fire, and they probably won't stop until Wednesday night, maybe even Thursday morning. Rain's already done. The sun is almost out. The sun is almost out in our camera. That is how fast these storms are impacting areas and then just getting out of there fast. This one's got to be moving a bit quicker. Yeah, 50-mile-an-hour winds, or moving east at 50, my bad. Moving east at 50 with winds of 70. Big difference, big difference. Moving east at 50 with winds of 70s, you can see there. 00ZH doesn't start rendering until, what is it? 8:50, 9 o'clock Eastern. So you've got a while to go before it starts to render. We are down to 4 severes. That was a fast event. We'll see if these storms continue to be severe, but already no storms present on the western side, and no storms present, at least no severe storms present on the eastern side. You've got this little corridor of severe storms here that will continue to move off to the southeast. Like I said, if you're to the west of that, I'm not expecting anything out here, really. I don't think we'll see much of anything out there. This was supposed to be our main storms here. You can see they fired. You can see they fired here. You saw some bubblers here. You saw some storms fire up here. And then just gone. Done. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, there you go. That's your enhanced risk for severe weather right there. Clear skies. Man. We'll see if anything else happens tonight, though. Can't always be right. Yeah. We'll see. Let's just say I would have done this risk differently. Bane. I don't want to dish on the SPC at all because they save lives, and you know it's difficult to forecast the unpredictable. So the potential was present. It's just one of those days again in 2024, just being 2024, where the potential just does nothing. At least in the western portion of the risk. Now out here, we definitely have had severe weather. We've had actually quite a few amount of reports already. We're up to 77 dBz out here. So we are up to 77 dBz. Did we lose a camera from a rain shower? Yeah, we did. This is playing an archive now. We actually lost a camera to a rain shower in Pennsylvania. My word. I mean, it seems like a rain shower, but it actually wasn't. This camera was actually impacted by this portion of the storm, so it was pretty strong. Quite the hail core with that, too. You can see quite the large hail spike here, indicating some larger hail most likely occurring to its south, which is here. So very, very well-defined hail core. That's why they got it warned for 1.75-inch hail. We'll keep an eye on that one. We'll see how tomorrow's enhanced plays out. We will see. We shall see. I'm looking for anything that might be attempting to rotate here. Hold on, I want to see another scan on that. There's a little tiny indent in the velocities over there. Muddy Creek still a very large hail. Very large hail definitely occurring with that storm. Or could be occurring. But I want to see, shoot, I don't even have an analysis radar out there. Come on now. I'm slacking. Let's get an analysis radar out there. Pull this over here, this over here, this over here, this up here, this right there, and let's see. Alright, I want to check this little indent of the velocities. Is this the new scan? Okay. Yeah, there's nothing there. Alright, I just wanted to check. Just in case. We'll see. Can't say that for certain, Marcus, because last year was a El Nino and it was above average. Not only that, we had one of the biggest outbreaks of the recent decade. So, just because it's an El Nino or La Nina doesn't mean that we're going to have tornado outbreaks and doesn't mean that we're not going to have tornado outbreaks. Now, Ben, that's completely different. That is completely different. A La Nina does mean that we have a much better chance of seeing an above-average hurricane season. So, yep, we'll most likely see an active to probably even a hyperactive hurricane season. So, we'll see. We shall see what happens. But this is our main storm right now out here in Muddy Creek, Pennsylvania. I dropped the lid to my water bottle, so I gotta go get that. It rolled away from me. My word, it rolled in like the worst spot, directly under my chair. There we go. Don't need to be spilling water on my computer. So, yeah, force severe is in effect here. Force severe is in effect. I don't typically try to forecast tornado seasons, but I did attempt to do it this year, which, I mean, it really wasn't much of a forecast. I really wouldn't call it that much of a forecast, because I kind of just pointed out what normally happens, and then, yeah, that's really what I did. That's about it. So, lag, anyone else? Nope, just you. Just you. I hope. I hope, because I don't want to be lagging. Now watch someone else say, nope, not just you, and then I'm in trouble. That hail core does seem to be weakening here. You can see it's progressively getting weaker now. So it was just really strong. It's been strong for a while, and now it's starting to decrease in intensity. We'll see if that continues. It's probably going to continue to decrease in intensity as it gets completely absorbed by that cluster. We'll see what happens. We will see. Plains, Iowa, Minnesota. I definitely believe the plains are going to be active. We've already seen that I thought May was going to be very active for the planes, but we've already seen the planes be quite active over the last 2 months. In the last month, I should really say, really late March, early April, we've seen quite the activity, to be honest, in the planes. And really, I think that'll continue into May and probably increase in May, and then we'll see. But I do believe June, July is going to be pretty big. June, July, August should be pretty big for the Midwest, as well as the Northern Plains and the Mid-Atlantic. That's one thing I would change about my tornado forecast is I would say more about the Midwest for July, because I think that July has more potential for the Midwest than I originally thought. But we'll see. We can't even forecast tomorrow, so I mean, that's been proven. We couldn't even forecast today. Literally an hour ago, I didn't know what the heck was going to happen with these storms. The SPC didn't know, and it played out weirdly, to say the least. So we can't even forecast an event 1 hour out, let alone months, or even, in your case, years in advance. So, I mean, it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. Whenever I put a forecast out for long-range stuff, it's really just the best that I can do, but most of the time it's just going off of what we've seen in the past, plus what pattern we're in addition to what we've already seen combined. Which I'm gonna do some research for hurricane season. I've got a lot of stuff lined up for me to research previous hurricane seasons to hopefully try to do a bit more of an accurate forecast. Last year overperformed. Last year my forecast was a little bit on the lower side of what actually occurred. Like my high-end numbers is what occurred. So last year was more active in hurricane season than I anticipated. Let's see. I want to watch this little cluster here because this is getting interesting right there. Keep an eye on that. The HRRR, I don't think that's the storm that the HRRR has doing much, but it might be. I think it is, but it's an hour early. So we'll see if that does anything. But that's right along the boundary, and if we do see redevelopment like Pez is talking about, that's the redevelopment, or where we would see that redevelopment occur, which we are seeing some redevelopment, but it's nothing over the top yet. Still warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds, 1.75-inch hail for the next 18 minutes with this storm towards Muddy Creek. We did just get an expansion out here towards State College and Bellwood. 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail. Oh, where'd that thing come from? That was just issued. For the Sweet Valley and Harvey's Lake area. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Yep, with that storm. So we're back up to 6 severes. We are back up to 6 severes now. We'll see if we stay that high up or not. Let's see here. Yeah, but I mean, now that tornado threat is so low. Because the biggest tornado threat was when these storms were, like, the first hour of these storms firing off. So now that tornado threat is extremely low. And that is very present with most of these storms already exiting that 5% area. And some of them have been in that 2% because they fired in that area. But, yeah, I mean, you're getting storms that were in the 5% now outside that 5%. And before you know it, this cluster will be exiting our 5%. So we'll see if this little I don't even know what to call this, batch of rain showers does anything. It might be able to do something in the sense of isolated severe weather, but I don't know about anything else. But we'll keep an eye on that. It's probably just going to be another bird fart where it's like, yeah, I'm firing at JK. Nope. That's exactly what we saw in all of Ohio. You saw all these storms say, yeah, I'm firing up. Oh, just kidding. And now they're gone. They're completely evaporated. Completely gone. Let's see. Oh, there's the downgrade of the hail threat. Now down to 0.88 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. So really, it's going to be this area, this storm, and this storm to watch. Mainly this storm for now, but that's probably going to be embedded inside that cluster within the next 10, maybe 15 minutes. And then this will, honestly, we'll see if that dies out here shortly, or if it continues to intensify. We'll see. It's going to take a miracle to get a cluster like that to get going. I don't know. A miracle may have just occurred on satellite imagery. A miracle might have just occurred on satellite. We could see some redevelopment now. I see it. So before we didn't have that like miniature CU field in place. I would debate even calling that a CU field, to be honest. I guess it is a weak CU field, but it's present now. And you're seeing a storm fire right there. So we might have just seen a miracle occur in northeastern Ohio. We'll see if anything comes out of it or not. Yep, I have completely changed my mind, Drew. I have completely changed my mind. I said, the model difference between yesterday and today, is crazy. I don't see a tornado outbreak potential tomorrow. I still do see a strong tornado potential for tomorrow if storms manage to get going in the correct environment, but I don't know if they will. But in my opinion, tomorrow doesn't seem like a outbreak potential for tornadoes, but severe weather outbreak, yeah, that's going to be a possibility. Which is obvious considering we've got that 30 sig hail in place. I didn't say no tornadoes, I just said no tornado outbreak. There's a difference between no tornadoes and no tornado outbreak. Just realized I had Ethan muted. He just came back. I mean, have you looked at the models recently, Ethan? Have you looked at the clustery mode in Texas with 1 hour of tornadic potential and then it rapidly deteriorates into thin air, and up there in Nebraska, Kansas? Honestly, I think Nebraska, South Dakota. Yeah, probably Nebraska, South Dakota, especially in Nebraska. That's probably going to be where your main tornado threat is. And if we see something fire in Kansas, yeah, for sure Kansas as well. But right now I think Nebraska is going to be your main severe state for tomorrow. Severe weather
really
potential.
high plains.
Yep. It does matter on if something fires out there in Kansas and Oklahoma, but even if something does fire,
What are you thinking about Cold Core Tuesday?
It's going to be linear. I mean, the wind barbs point towards a ridiculously linear threat, so I would be shocked if we see anything for Tuesday. Definitely the northern side looks very impressive. Yeah, I mean, that is an extremely impressive environment. So Tuesday,
near,
Tuesday looks much better.
St. Louis, just north of St. Louis.
Yep, I agree. All the way from central Iowa, all the way through central Missouri, pointing towards south central Illinois. The only question that I have is about Arkansas, because that's where you have some decent potential, but I don't know if storms are going to fire there. So it seems like something's on with the southern mode, because storms may not fire in the southern mode tomorrow and Tuesday. So it's like right where that immediate low pressure is, which is, of course, where your forcing is the most and the greatest, seems to be where your highest severe threat is.
Cat bust?
Don't say bust before an event, but man, if I ever were to say it, I would say it for this one.
Like a blue sky bust is a possibility for Oklahoma.
Well, it's not going to be blue skies. There's a lot of cloud cover anticipated.
Oh, well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Not a single storm report in Oklahoma is possible tomorrow.
Forever, thank you for the $5 donation. Will there be severe weather in Columbus tonight or tomorrow? Tornadoes, what time? Thank you. So, long story short, no. There's no potential today in Columbus. It's well off to your northeast, even more northeast than we were anticipating. Um, Now I would watch maybe Wednesday. I'll take a quick peek at these horrific model runs that are always inaccurate. Yeah, Wednesday might have some low end potential, but from what I can tell, unless there's like a big uptrend, it's not going to be anything more than, isolated wind gusts and an isolated small hail event. I don't see anything more than that. But yeah, tomorrow, you're definitely cleared. Wait, hold on. There is a little risk tomorrow. Is there a general thunderstorm risk out there? Because I know we have a big stretch of instability. Okay, it's going to stay to your south, so you're clear tomorrow too. Okay. Today, tomorrow, clear. Tuesday, probably clear too.
I love how all of the cape just
Yeah.
like disappears right before it gets to me. There's like 2,000 cape in Michigan, and then it just gets cut right out.
So just watch Wednesday. Gracious day.
What?
Everybody sent their chat at the same time. The chat's flying. It's flying on my end. Gracious. What did Pez get timed out for here? Bro got timed out for saying new MCD because of Nightbot. Oh, it's because he did. Wow, yeah. Did full caps. Come on now. Thunderstorm wind gust of 60 to 70 mile per hour. And isolated hail will remain possible. There's no storms in the western side of that MCD. So here you go. Here's your new MCD that just got issued. So like I said with that, is that a CU field, Ethan? I think it is in northeastern Ohio where we're seeing some storms.
Hold on, let me go to satellite real quick.
I think we could see some additional storm development there, but your main threat by far is definitely going to be right out in here, at least currently.
Yeah, that's Cumulus Field.
Okay. I just wanted to double check with you because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's like a CU field. It is.
Yeah, there's also one over me, which is I'm gonna go check out because I love the way they bubble.
Oh, man. Let's see. What about this one? Because this one looked interesting out here. It's at the edge of the severe watch. Oh, we can't use any radar for it. Got it. Okay, well, shoot. I guess we could use this one, but it's not going to be too well. Yeah. See, I was just about to say, I wouldn't be surprised if they upgraded it because I saw it on MRMS, which is this product here. You can see how it's starting to form a hail core, so that's what I was about to say. But I couldn't get a good radar in time, but they did upgrade that to 1.5 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds as I was investigating it. This one's still 1 for 70 mile an hour winds, 1.75 inch hail. This is on a weakening trend right now. I mean, gracious day. Your quote line of storms right there, that just fell apart fast. Yeah, Tuesday, late Monday for Western Iowa, and mostly Tuesday for pretty much all of Iowa. I'm pretty sure all of Iowa's inside some risk of severe weather for Tuesday. Yeah, all of Iowa. Mainly on the central and especially the south central portion. Really focused on the south central portion of Iowa for tomorrow. Or Tuesday, Des Moines, pointing south. This is starting to form a bit of a hail core as well out here. So, a lot of little hail cores popping up here. Welcome to the stream, Tail. Ethan, are you back?
Huh? Yeah, I'm still here. What?
I thought you went to check the CU field. Out there.
Yeah, out the window.
Oh. It's like, I'm not going outside for some clouds.
All right, I'll go out for a tornado, but no clouds.
Alright, I'm gonna...
in a vehicle being safe while chasing, by the way.
I'm gonna take a 1 minute break, so, if
Never
you just
go
cover me
outside
real
during-
quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, sweet. I got stream for the next little bit. What do we talk about? All right. Storms are on a weakening trend right now. Still scattered hail. damaging winds are expected. That's pretty much it. Um, not really any significant risk anymore, but there's definitely still a risk.
Boo.
Oh, you weren't gone for long.
Nope. 1 minute.
Okay,
I
I
don't.
didn't have to resort to doing zip codes.
Oh no, you're just like Lucky too. Man,
When in doubt, that's what I do.
this line has gotten so weak.
That's what I said.
Except for like the western extent and that singular storm that's severe now in the far southeast portion of the enhanced. They may be redeveloping northwest of the line.
Northwest.
Yeah, like barely inside the enhanced. It's just behind the line. It just got
I
severe.
mean, storms look like they're popping up on satellite off the Ohio Pennsylvania border.
Mm-hmm. One just went severe. That's weird. It's a severe storm aimed towards a severe storm. That is weird. Yeah, tornadoes are going to be possible tomorrow. Tonight and today, a brief one can't be ruled out, but it's nothing like over the top by any means.
I mean, like, I'd still chase it, so there's definitely a risk, but
It's very low.
it's very, very low.
Let's see. So I'm waiting for that new HRRR to see if it still has that big cluster of a I guess a hail core. Oh, it's just a bunch of little clusters now. So redevelopment's probably gonna occur, but it should be very, very far and few between for severe. So, most likely it's gonna be, like this. You're gonna have storms that are mainly rain showers, isolated lightning, maybe rumble of thunder, and then your isolated severe storm as well. But it's gonna be very low end for sure. Alright, girl, Dev, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you in another live stream. Let's see here. Just quickly check through everything. So here's our mesoscale discussion that was issued not too long ago. Severe thunderstorm wind gust of 60 to 70 and an isolated severe hail threat remains possible this evening. Despite the limited lower level moisture and seasonally strong diurnal heating beneath the cold temperatures aloft that has resulted in development of the extensive deep convection from northeastern Ohio and much across portions of northern Pennsylvania. Let's see. The overall risk is expected to decrease over the next 1 to 2 hours as the nocturnal hours begin to stabilize and diminish the threat. Oh, okay. Redevelopment is possible for the next 1 to 2 hours, and then the nocturnal threats, the nocturnal hours are going to decrease the threat. There is no nocturnal threat. Maybe for like the first 30 minutes of dark, and then that's it. But once the sun goes down, the threat goes down. Which is how it's supposed to be. Take notes, second season. Sun goes down, the threat goes down. Take notes. Let's see here.
Nothing. And then everything exploded.
Yep. It depends on the day. Depends on the day.
I mean, it exploded, but there was also like 500 cape.
Man, that's a lot of 1.75, 1.5, 1.75, 1.75, 1.75, 0.75. That's a lot of hail reports. Holy moly. That is all over the place. Now it's entering the other severe, so they got rid of that. So now we're just left with a big cluster of barely severe storms. I think this is the lowest you could get without it. Oh, wait, is that the lowest? I think the lowest you can get is 1-inch hail and 50-mile-an-hour winds for a severe storm. I think that's the lowest you can get. This is 0.88-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So very, very, very low. And this one's still warm for 1.5 inch hail. 60 mile an hour winds out here for the I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try. No, that's cap. NASCAR drive. Let's see. Holy crap, there's no way. There's no shot. If I miss that, oh my bro, it's yellow. He ain't gonna win. No faith. No faith. Yes, because my driver's leading for the first time in forever with 6 to go. He actually led last time I saw him in real life leading, but with this close to the end of the race, there's no way he's gonna make it. He's totally gonna make it, by the way. He will win. He always wins.
Got to.
I'm trying to confuse NASCAR.
Manifest it.
Oh man, we cannot see this storm at all. Okay, well we can see it a little bit now. Not really.
You can see it on the Canadian radar.
Oh yeah, let's go to the Canadian radar.
Just barely you could see it on the radar by my house.
I can't see it.
And it's actually very strong looking on
I don't see it at all.
cassette. On cassette?
I
Go
don't
to
see it at
KSIT or SET.
all. Oh, I see one in northern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that storm. That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
I was talking about the one in eastern Pennsylvania. That one severe
Oh.
in eastern PA.
Yeah, we can't see that.
Wow. Gracious day. Loud
So
car.
if you ever wanted to look at it on a worse radar, you could do that.
Sponsored by Canada. Oh, there's your redevelopment north of the line now, right in that watch.
For real?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be very minimal redevelopment.
See, why can't the atmosphere recover from lines this quickly on severe days?
I don't know. This is a severe day.
Okay, but like severe days that I want to chase.
Because it's a Canada environment, not the US. So it's different.
The only thing different is in an imaginary line.
Debatable. So this is actually nearing the end of the watch. I don't think we'll see an expansion to it. Did they mention that in that MCD? I don't think they did. Let's see. An additional watch currently appears unlikely. A local extension may be possible, but an additional watch is unlikely. Appears unlikely. So they might extend it, like, 3 counties over here. Just a small extension of the watch. But nothing big. Let's see. We'll see what happens. We will see. All right. So still quite a few severes in effect here. We've got 5, I believe, in effect. Yeah, 5 in effect. All of them are fairly low end, with the exception. Oh, all of them are low end. All of them except for this one. Oh, even that one's quite low end too. So really, all of your severes are fairly low for the threat here. 1 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds. Other than this one, which is 1.25 inch hail and 60 mile an hour winds. And this stuff ain't even severe anymore. So we'll see. I don't think this redevelopment's going to be too much of an issue here. Like I said, most of it's going to just be rumbles of thunder and a few lightning strikes and Yeah, it's too severes. A few severes can't be ruled out there. So we'll see. Man. Let's see here. Quickly just checking something, y'all. Alright, there we go. No storms. Yeah. We're still gonna see storms, but we're not expecting them to be that big anymore, at least. Really, today didn't have the highest potential whatsoever. I mean, there was not a lot of potential for today. It still had a severe threat present, yeah. But we'll continue to watch it. Honestly, I think the enhanced risk verified today. Tornado threat. It's a different story. Yeah. Wind and hail verified, but the tornado threat is yeah, well, you know. Definitely did not perform. Which, I mean, that's really what we were anticipating, to be honest. At least that's what I anticipated after I looked at those surface dew points. I was like, okay, there's like little to no tornado threat here. So barely a threat for an isolated tornado now. Like I said, now that you're done with the beginning portion of it, like I said, the first hour was probably your best bet for a tornado. Like right from when these storms fired, right here, to about right here was your best tornado threat. And now the rest is just no tornado threat, really. Or I wouldn't say no tornado threat, but a very, very low tornado threat. Very low. That is down to 0.75 inch hail and 60 mile an hour winds with that storm now. So these things are getting even weaker. Even weaker here. So that is actually a severe storm for just wind now, but it still has a little hail threat with it, 0.75 inch hail. Oh, we just got an extension over here. Oh, another severe. Actually, that's not an extension. No, I don't want radar archive here. So there's another severe storm that just got issued for, might sound familiar, Slippery Rock and Muddy Creek yet again. 1.25 inch hail and 60 mile an hour wind. So they're about to go through another little hail core here. They just went through a very large hail core. Now there's another one forming. So that area is getting hit by another storm. Let's see here. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a an interesting last few here. Interesting last few minutes, because I'm not planning on not planning on staying live here for much longer. We'll probably call it quits here once all these severe storms recycle. And what I mean by that is after all of them expire. So, you know, you've got 37, 22, 37, 37, 22, 22, 22, 22, 22. So, yeah, 37 minutes. What's that from now? Let's see. Until 7:45. So that's 7:45 Eastern. Yeah. We'll probably be wrapping it up around then. Because like I said, we're still going to see some redevelopment back here. But it's expected to be very close or barely hitting severe status. So strong to a few isolated severes will be possible. Man, the NAM is funny. It just spits out like literally a big squall line here. Just a massive squall line. Which we did see quite a large squall. You know, we had a decent squall line, honestly. But not to the magnitude of what the NAM was showing here. which, according to the NAM, we should be seeing a line of storms right here, right now. We should have a line of strong to severe storms right about here, right now. And that line is way down here. And then, like I said, we have the redevelopment occurring up here. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. All right. Twister's on sale for $5. Yeah. $5 is not a lot for Twister. I mean, it's a pretty old movie, so I'm not shocked that it's that low. This just went severe warned again for 0.75 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds now. Which actually, I think I already said that one. But it was severe back here, and it's just gotten re-severed. And this one did too. So, wow, are we up to 9? 8. Up to 8. 8 severes here. That will probably warrant, we'll see if they expand it or not. The severe watch. We'll see. They might expand that by a bit. Oh, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. The outlook, I feel at 9 almost certainly removes the 5%. I think most of the risk will be removed at 9. I bet the enhanced will be dropped. We'll probably have a tiny slight left, and that's it. Let's see. Oh, I've had my music in the background the whole time. The intro music, I'll close that out. Don't really need that. We're gonna flop up the outro in 30 minutes, so... Yeah, we'll still keep an eye on this redevelopment back here, but like I said, it's either going to be isolated strong to possibly a severe storm or two. And you've got this messy cluster here, and then you've got this little organized line there, little organized line here, little organized line here, and little discrete-ish storm here, semi-discrete. Kind of. Yeah. I can't tell if it's attached to the line. It's either semi-discrete or clustered. I can't tell because there's no radar coverage out here. And then we got all these storms firing up here again, like I said. Yeah, that one's starting to get a decent hail core to it over Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. 1.25 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds with that. So we will keep watching it. Go back over here real quick. A lot of severes. A lot of severes right now. Let me check something. A lot of stuff that I have to check through, y'all. Make sure we're not missing any new info or anything. Yeah, we're good. We are good. So we'll just continue to monitor this ongoing threat as these storms are now actually nearing the edge of the enhanced risk. Some of these are moving outside the enhanced already, actually. So we'll continue to watch these as they push to the east-southeast, mainly southeast. But these storms are going to take a while to get out of the enhanced because they're firing way back here, so they're going to have to travel through the entirety of the enhanced risk before they're out of it. But I don't expect those to really sustain too long out there. But yeah, definitely a little hail core back there at Slippery Rock. Now I gotta see what... So these are other reports. These are reports from our other storm here that went through this exact area. We'll keep an eye on that. Welcome back, Catman. Glad to see you back in here. We're up to the, I believe, the most severes we've had today. Which is going to be 9. 1 away from 10. We'll see if we get there or not. When do these severes expire? We still have a good while. 16 minutes to get another severe. We'll see if we can get it. We'll see. Right, 9 severes, which I think is the most we've had today. If it's not, then we had more severes towards the start of this. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 6 severes on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 severes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 9 is the most we've had, which is right now. 4 of which I think are here. 1. How many are even in this messy cluster? Holy moly. I can't even count them all in here. What polygons are what? 1, 2. I can't count them all. There's so many polygons. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 polygons, I think. 4. Yeah, 4 in here. Now we're left with 3. My word. Yeah, you can see this is... Look how fast this one's already weakened, too. So these storms are still really, really weakening out here. These storms are maintaining, if not a bit strengthening here. And then these are actually somehow managing to strengthen again. Spoke too soon. They're already trying to weaken. Very much back and forth between weakening, strengthening, and maintaining on all of these storms. But I will keep an eye on all of them. Let's look here for any rotation. You can still see a hail spike here. This one's got a hail spike in the exact location of where our other storm had it that passed through this exact area. You can see that hail spike located right there in the CC. And that hail core at the start of that hail spike. I don't think there's any other notable hail spikes like that one. Yeah. That's our only decent hail spike there. Welcome back, Lee. Glad to see you here. Let's see. I want to quickly check this. Alright. Holy moly. We will see. My goodness. These storms are just not doing what we were expecting. At least what the SPC was expecting. Honestly, this is really playing out partially how I anticipated. I really anticipated these storms to fire up. They fired up a bit sooner. I'll say that. They fired up quite sooner. Let's see here. Oh my word, he actually won. I've been watching the race. That's why I said, oh my word. Because it was neck and neck right there. It was a little close. Hold on, I gotta look at this. I gotta see his burnouts. I'm sorry, y'all. This is the first time my driver has won in like 2 freaking years. I've got to see this guy do burnouts. He actually won. Bro, they had like... It was like double, maybe even triple overtime, I swear. It took him forever. I want to see the... No. This. There you go. Oh my word. That is crazy. Gracious. Give me the official outcome right now. Who got second? Who got second, Pete? Who got second? Because if it is who I think it is, Lucky is going to absolutely spaz. Let me put this to the current frame. Oh my word, Lucky is gonna freak. Lucky is going to freak. Oh my word. My driver beat his driver. Neck and neck. Oh, Lucky is going to freak out. Neither one of our drivers have won in nearly 2 years. And Lucky's driver was pretty much side by side. It was close between mine and his. It wasn't really side by side, but it was close. Half a second difference. He is going to freak out. Oh my word. This guy's gonna be so mad at me. This guy's gonna be so mad at me. Those are some pretty good burnouts too from Chase. Dude, no, I gotta hear the crowd roar on that one because that would be insane. Chase is like the most popular driver, and I'm just waiting for this guy to he's gonna go crazy with me. Lucky is going to moderately dislike me after today. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. Well, now that my driver finally won, holy crap. I'm so happy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Lucky is going to freak out. Like I said, that was the Lucky's driver and my driver. Both of our drivers haven't won in so long. Ever since I started rooting for Chase, he stopped winning. And, oh my word. Brandon Kopic's driver's Chase. That's wild. Okay, well, looks like I'm gonna have to contact Brandon Kopic to get him on the live streams. I'm gonna just retweet his tweet. That is crazy. Oh my word. It is. Oh my goodness, it's blowing up. He's like he's very popular. So that's actually I don't, if you guys are big NASCAR fans, you will know this. Dale Earnhardt, the closest connection left in the NASCAR series to Dale Earnhardt was Bill Elliott, and Chase Elliott is Bill Elliott's son. So that's another reason why I went for Chase, and he just won. So that is crazy. That is massive for NASCAR. Like, that is big. That is big. We don't have anything too over the top happening right now. In the severe weather side of things, NASCAR is going crazy, but severe weather. So let me go over to severe weather here. Somebody's saying rotation. So this storm does not have any rotation. That inflow is corruption on the storm. So right off the bat, you're looking at an elevated hail core that's about to be merged in with a cluster of storms. So that is not rotation, if that is what you're talking about. But you said farthest west storm. So if I go to the extreme farthest west storm, see, this is what I was talking about with storms initiating. They're going to be these kind of clustered type rain showers, and then you're going to have the occasional, like I said, severe storm. But we're not expecting a whole lot with that. Holy crap. I saw Pete, when I looked, freaking Denny was side by side with Chase, and Chase pulled in front. 0.002 seconds. Chase got first for the overtime start, and I think Denny pitted or something because he went far back. Then Chastain came up, and then Brad came out of nowhere. I don't know where Brad came from because I didn't have access to the TV network. I was watching from a mobile app, and I saw Chase pull ahead, and there was a caution, so I thought there was another lap. Then I realized that was the end, and I was like, oh my word, Chase actually just won. So my word. Ben, this one's very easy. This one is very easy to tell. So right away, you can see how these velocities are. So if we just look here, see how most of those green velocities are lined up with the backside of the cell. So that might not be corruption and contaminated per se, but it's definitely not rotation. So there may be some isolated winds on the west side of this storm, but it's definitely not rotation. I can tell you that it is definitely not rotation, because I can tell you this. There is no way we would have rotation on this side of a storm. That would be like a rain shower, not even a rain shower rotating. It'd be like thin air starts rotating. So that's definitely not rotation, but it might not be corruption either. It just doesn't look like an ordinary area for velocities. Have those weakened that much ever since Chase? Ever since I started watching Chase? Oh my goodness, these are like rain showers now. Dude. These things have weakened so much. Right here. In the middle. This one towards State College is still quite strong. Most of these are still severe and looking quite interesting. Especially that one over West Sunbury, I believe. These still look interesting as well, so. Just this portion of the line right here has really weakened. Lucky's gonna be so mad, man. I'm just waiting to just look at the radar, look back at my Discord pings, and see 9+ on it. What are we talking about? What? I see now. I see now. For a second, I thought you guys were talking about candy. I was like, what are we talking about here? So good news is this hail core has definitely started to weaken, so hopefully it will continue on that weakening trend. I expect the majority of these storms to be sub-severe here shortly. Back out west here. And then on the east side, we'll probably still have some of these storms will probably still continue to be severe. But overall, this threat is definitely going to be deteriorating rapidly here over the next couple minutes. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right. So we'll continue to monitor these. What are our reports at? Because I know we already have had a few reports here. We're at 16 hail reports, 3 wind. Ethan just vanished, by the way. Ethan just disappeared. I'm not sure where he went, but he's no longer here. So I don't know where he went. So we'll keep an eye on these storms here. We'll see what happens. Yes, but he came back, Legacy, and then he disappeared. He just stopped talking and then disappeared. Still some severe storms. I think our main severe threat may be actually these storms back here. This cluster of redevelopment. That might end up being our main threat for the next hour. Because all these are weakening rapidly, with the exception of this storm here, which is now on a weakening trend. So all of this whole area here, all of these storms are on a rapid weakening trend, except for this little batch of clusters here. Which main threat with those will be isolated small to maybe even a large hail event, and damaging winds will be an isolated possibility there. My word. So yeah, we'll see. We'll continue to stay live and just see what this looks like. But this is not going to pose. There's like very little chance for a tornado today. Very low. And at the 9 o'clock update, they're either going to keep it 2% or this is probably going to be a less than 2% risk now. Let's see. Give me just a moment. Man. So yeah, main severe threat, y'all. Really gonna be, yeah, there you go. There you go. They just dropped like 4 severes right there. Yeah, so main severe is really gonna be back here with these clusters, but we shouldn't see a whole lot of intensification with them due to them being behind the main environment. But we'll still see an isolated hail threat, wind threat. I wouldn't fully rule out an isolated tornado with any storms that might fire today out in this area. But it's going to be extremely low, and it will be a rare event if we manage to squeeze a tornado out of today. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty rare. It would be rare. So I'll monitor it, but like I said, let's see how long this severe goes on for. 29 more minutes, 14, 29, 14 more minutes, 14, 44 more minutes. Now watch continues all the way until 11 p.m. Eastern. I want to wait for the 23 HRRR, 23Z to start rendering here. That's what I'm waiting for right now. But just make sure that y'all have hit that like button. We're 17 likes away from today's goal. Today's goal was 100 likes due to it being a coverage stream and, you know, the amount of people impacted by this threat and how long I was anticipating to stay live. Today's like goal is 100 likes as opposed to 50. We are 16 likes away from that. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button. It really goes to support the channel, pushes us out to more people. And if you can, share the stream with family, friends, and on social media. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, I haven't said this at all, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you're new. It's greatly appreciated. And if you do subscribe, YouTube will recommend me to your feed. And if you hit the notification bell, you will know when I go live or upload a video. Let's see here. Okay, I gotta see this here. Man. Oh, it ended under yellow. That's why the caution came out. So it was. Oh, dang. That's rough for Chastain. Yikes. Dude, he hit that wall hard. Who crashed him? What number is that? I can't tell. Man, why don't y'all ever have any good camera angles? Can't tell. Man. Let's see what Pez got. Dang! Talk about a cap! Dude! That is probably an upper level cap right there. Let me see if there's something in place. No, actually, that's not a cap. What it is it's man, I'm too excited for the NASCAR race to talk about this. Let's see if I can try to gather my thoughts of what Pez has just sent here. So, that is an anvil. I believe that is created with the wind shear. The storm's going to go high enough up to where the wind shear is strong enough and it shears off the top of the storm. And if a storm's strong enough, you could get an overshooting top on that, I believe. That might be what we're looking at there for Bez. Let's see here. Thank you, Catman. I'm just, the adrenaline's going from my driver finally winning a race. I'm very pumped about that. That's all my head's fully wrapped around that. because that's a massive win, like I said. And Lucky is going to be very mad. And I'm happy if he's mad. Man. Haley, my driver, won at a race, and yeah, he hasn't won in so long. He didn't win at all last season, so it's been at minimum of a good solid year and like a half. Good solid year and a half without a win. Let's see. It might have been in 2021. I know he won in 2021, but I wonder about 2022. I don't know about that. Pete would probably know if he's in here. Yeah, I'm a massive NASCAR fan. It just comes with weather. If you like weather, you gotta like NASCAR, and if you like NASCAR, you have to like what's oh yeah, video games too. Let's see here. Glad to see you back, Brooklyn. Welcome back. Sorry it took me a second to welcome you. So we still have a few severes in effect here. We've got 7 severes, but they are all low-end severes. I believe they are all low-end, 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 low-end. Oh, not low-end. That one's 1.25-inch hail. You can see the reasoning for that. Little hail core right there. Is that, okay. Just checking what that storm's doing on velocity. Because it looked suspicious. Hold on a second. Let me look in the upper levels. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you've got maybe a little area of rotation in the upper levels with this storm. Maybe a little bit. Well, there was. Now there's not. But it would be so weak. Like, that's nothing over the top at all. Let's see here. This would be winds going away from the radar, winds going towards the radar. So yeah, that might be a little area of rotation. In the upper levels, at least. Now, if it was going this way, then I'd be like, yeah, nope. Because that would be an anticyclonic area rotation. Don't believe those. My goodness. Alrighty. So yeah, y'all, we're about to conclude our stream here. That's why I've been quiet as well. Not only because of the race, but also because we're nearing the end of our stream here. 3-hour coverage. I'm not gonna continue any longer here. There's still gonna be severe weather after I end, but probably for like the next probably till like I'm expecting everything to die down about 8:30. We'll be ending here at 8. I don't want to stay live too long. You know, if this was like, you know, if there was considerable severes and it was a more promising threat for severe weather. But I mean, these storms are going to go sub-severe here shortly because they're all on a weakening trend. These storms will probably be strong to maybe an isolated severe storm as they're clustered up. Little to no tornado threat. I'll be on standby if we happen to get a tornado warning in the next 3 hours. I'll be live. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to get some really good rest tonight. Hopefully, Lucky won't interfere with that. Because typically he likes to call it 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I end up staying up later. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get a really good night rest tonight. And yeah, we'll see. We will see how long we can cover tomorrow. As for start time for tomorrow, let's see here. It's going to be whenever that cap breaks. Whenever that cap breaks is when we'll be live, which will probably be live. I'm looking at probably about 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 o'clock. I'm going to aim for 6. I'm going to aim for 6. All right. So, yeah, that's going to be PM Legacy. That is going to be PM. I'm just checking through all the model runs, making sure that everything's good to go here. Yeah, we are good to go. I would just, like I said, I would continue, but with bigger days on the horizon, I don't want to spend too much time covering a very low-end threat here. We just lost another severe storm, so by the time I'm done here, we're within 30 minutes. I expect we're only going to have maybe 2-3 severes here, because this storm's weakening. This storm's going to go sub-severe in 4 minutes. This storm's weakening, probably going to be sub-severe in 19 minutes. This storm's weakening, probably going to be sub-severe in 19 minutes. And then we'll probably just have this little cluster of storms that they may put one severe storm for. So I'm not expecting much for the rest of the night here whatsoever. Like I said, if we happen to see a tornado warning tonight, I will be back. They did just upgrade that to 1.5 inch hail still. So yeah, you can still see, I mean, it's still a hail core present with that storm. So just make sure you're hyper weather aware if you are still inside that watch. Just know that it's mainly a wind threat, and the main threat is hail. Main threat is hail followed by wind. So isolated hail of 1.75 can't be ruled out tonight. 1.75 inches in diameter can't be ruled out. Widespread 1-inch hail still a possibility. Damaging winds around the realms of 60 mile an hour, and an isolated 70 may still be a possibility, but you know, 70 mile an hour winds, that's pushing it, because these storms are really starting to weaken here. So like I said, I'm mainly looking at 1 to 1.5 inch hail, isolated 1.75 inch hail, and 60 mile an hour winds. A brief tornado can't be fully ruled out. If we happen to get a tornado warning, I'll be back on here within the next 3 hours. So if we get a tornado warning before 11 o'clock Eastern, I will be back on here. And yeah. That is going to be it for the live stream, y'all. I'm just going to do one more rundown of this real quick, just to see if we're, yeah, that storm's still, I mean, that's still a decent storm there. Actually, it's on a bit of a strengthening trend there in Huntington, Pennsylvania. They still haven't expanded that watch at all, but we'll continue to monitor it just in case. Like I said, this is probably going to be where the majority of our severe weather activity remains, right in front of this cluster here. But it's going to be very far in between here. Better hurry, Caleb. Better hurry. I'm going to make sure I have everything from the race not on now, so that way I don't get copyrighted. Let's see here. All right. What? You're gonna have to do some better English there, Caleb. I think is what? I don't want to say that because it's gonna sound like something else. So you're gonna have to do some better English for me there, buddy. Have a good day. My word. This dude. Well, I hope you have a good day as well. Oh, there's Lucky. He's trying to pretend to not be mad. Oh, man. Yes, Catman. What did I do now? Yes, I'm ending. We're going to start ending in 1 minute. But I'll be back tomorrow. I plan for a stream for quite a while tomorrow. We're looking at probably quite a while. Oh, it's I see, Catman. Yeah, I mean we're down to really 3 severes here, and then this one cluster. So that we're down on the severe spectrum of things here. So I'm not expecting much tonight. And like I said, if we do end up with a tornado warning, I'll be back. If there's a tornado warning between now and 11 p.m., so before 11 p.m., if there's a tornado warning, I'll go live. If there's not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're planning for 6 p.m. Eastern. It may be slightly sooner than that, or it could be later than that. We'll have Connor for tomorrow in his new car, so very much looking forward to that. He'll probably get it absolutely destroyed by hail, if I'm being honest, because there's a double barrel 30 in place, but hopefully he stays safe out there, and hopefully that car can hold. So thank you guys so much for watching today's live stream. Bit of a flash warning for the loop of this threat for severe weather here. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow right around the realms of 6 p.m. Haley, you will be fine for severe weather. It doesn't look interesting for your location anymore. I still remain hyper weather alert just in case. If you do end up with storms, it looks to be probably more of Tuesday morning as opposed to Monday night. So just stay hyper weather aware for that. The main threat, tornadoes would definitely be the lowest threat. Your highest threat would probably be wind with isolated small hail. That tornado threat should be very low. So big shout out to the mods like Brooklyn, Catman, Pez, not Pez, Parliament, Carson for modding the chat, and everyone else who tuned in. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. And yeah, goodbye. And Legacy. Thank you for running the chat, Legacy. Pez, that wouldn't even happen in your dreams, buddy. Not even in your dreams. Everyone have a good rest of your night and stay weather aware. Good.